I know I need to size up with you, and when I defang the Viper, trust me, ain't gonna come from nowhere. Jeff, I already put you out. I don't even know why you're out here right now. Keep on talking. Hey, do me a favor. Why don't you act like this is an AA meeting and you shut your mouth while I'm sharing with the group? And Mustafa, you out here, a boy among men. And I'm gonna tell you what, you got lucky at the Rumble, so I know you're gonna come out here and run your mouth about how bad you are. But let me give you a little bit of a reality check. You see, Mustafa, you said that my eyes don't lie. Well, your eyes don't lie either, because last week, they were closed real tight when I put your simple ass to sleep. And AJ, hey man, be honest with me. How's our old girl Wendy doing?
Welcome back to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. It's me, Hafiz, and with me as always is Devin, and we are about to recap this week's worth of wrestling. We've got a little bit of Raw. We got AEW Road Rager, and we've got NXT's Great American Bash to talk about here, along with a couple of news and notes items here. A couple things happened this week in the week of wrestling. But we're going to start things off with Raw, and specifically, honestly, to get that out the way, because Raw, you know, it's this roller coaster of emotions for anyone that's a fan of WWE. You know, if there's any of us left that is still true fans of this company,
right?
It's hard, man. It's hard, especially the Raw side. SmackDown's a little bit easier.
Yeah,
you got some good stuff going on there.
Try with you.
But on the Raw side, yeah, you know, you got Roman, you got Seth Rollins. You know, you got people doing some work.
Baby,
but on the Raw side, some questionable things happening. One big topic for us on this show, and maybe it's getting out there now and for other people in social media, has been Drew McIntyre, or as some would call him, Storytime Drew McIntyre. Storytime Drew.
Oh my God, I can't believe I dubbed him that. But
man,
it's deserved now, man. He's not the epic Drew McIntyre. He's not that guy anymore. He's Storytime Drew.
So, did you hear his stories this week? Did you skip past them as soon as you found out he had a story?
Dude, okay, so he's in there, gorilla backstage with, what's her name?
Not Renee Young.
Yeah, not Renee Young. Right. Not Renee Young.
The replacement that kind of looks like her, that's not Renee Young.
And he's going through his thing. Drew's talking about, hey, I got this sword. You know how much this means to me. Do you know the history behind this? And I was like, okay, don't go to the story. Don't go to the story. And he asked her, do you know the story behind this? I'm like, shake your head, just say yes. Say yes. Say yes. She was like, shook her head no. It's like, well, I'm going to tell you. Shit, I'm done. Fast forward. I can't do this, bro.
So you are out on the stories, right?
Stories
you just,
out.
you
I'm
don't want to
tune the fuck out now.
Right. So when he started doing these stories, they were always like, historical stories, stories about his family, and like, okay, at first it's like, all right, it's build up, whatever, and but then it got kind of long winded, and then he kept doing it. And then I was like, damn, like, really? You're going to sit here and just tell us a story? Like, each time you come out, like, what's going on? But I don't know if you've noticed, but the last couple of times that he's told a story, he's made the story ridiculous on purpose. Like, over-the-top ridiculous. So I had a similar reaction to him this week, but it was actually the first one he tried to tell when he was on Miss TV. And he was talking about the history. Well, I don't even know the details because I kind of tuned it out, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Immediately when I noticed him getting into the story, I was like, oh, no, he's doing the story thing. No, Drew, don't. And then I just stopped listening. I was catching parts of it, and he was using some historical figure or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was just like, shit. So the second time, what you're talking about actually was the second time he tried to tell a story on the show. And I was like, oh, my God, he's doing it again? What is happening? But I actually listened to what he was saying. He was talking about the history of the sword. He said the Loch Ness monster, and it came from the tooth. But then it starts getting ridiculous in how someone claymored the tooth off the Loch Ness Monster, and then they shaved it down and said, hey, use this as your sword. And then if you have this sword, you're going to grow a beard and be a manly man, and you're going to go out there and you're going to claymore the head off of Jinder Mahal. And the day that lady, the sexy voice lady that would make any man bow to his knees, she said it was going to be today, which is today. And then after that, you're going to go on, you're going to win Money in the Bank. And I said, okay. And then he looked at not Renee Young, and he said, "See what I did there? You see what?" Because I think he knows that there is some annoyance with the way he was telling the stories before, where he tried to tell it like a passionate, emotional story, like, "Oh yeah, I'm serious. This is something that really means something to me." Blah 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 blah. We all tuned it out, and like you again, I had that same reaction, but I realized even going back, even that story he told earlier on was kind of a farce. It was a over-the-top story. So what he's trying to do now is he's trying to make the stories ridiculous and over-the-top. Like even I think the one last week, someone said something ridiculous about him, and then he started telling a story, and I'm like, this story doesn't make any sense. And now it's like, oh, it's ridiculous. Like he's literally trying to poke fun at, one, the fact that, he tells stories and people don't like it, so now he's going to make them ridiculous. And two, if his opponent is like, the whole thing with Jinder now is Jinder is mad because, he wanted him to ride motorcycles with him, and he didn't reply for 3 days. Yeah. And then the text, he used the number 2 instead of 2, like T.O., like, oh, does he think he's better than me? Does he think he's better than
Jinder was sensitive, bro.
He was real. He was in his feelings. He was in his feelings about this whole situation, not being able to ride bikes with Drew.
Oh, man.
Drew then retorted with a ridiculous story to counter the ridiculous complaint from Jinder. So I feel like I can see what he's going for. If I don't pay attention to it and I tune in every time, I'm going to have the reaction that you did. And I did the first time.
Brother, I commend you for seeing it that way. And because I was like, where the hell were you going with this? How did you, how are you going to make your point? And you made a strong point. I can't even rebuttal that because how Jinder was taking this far-fetched idea, well, not idea, just how he's in his feelings about Drew not responding to him in 2 to 3 days after he texted him about going riding bikes. So how Drew responded in the far-fetched story, okay,
right?
I get that,
right?
I get that. I'm just sick of the stories, though. It's still a story.
Because of where we came from with this whole story thing.
Yes.
Now it's like you get. I was nervous when he first started with that one on Miz TV. I was like, shit, no, not another story. And I honestly don't even remember like the specifics of it. But after what happened later, then I was like, let me go back. Was that? Oh shit, he did kind of the same thing there too. So he's trying to be comedic with it. Now, is this going to work in front of a live crowd? I don't know, because I feel like most of us are not really paying attention to that and seeing it the way that I just described it. I think most people are just like, damn the stories, it's fucking boring, it's too long.
Right.
Get to the point, do a different style of promo, don't do this.
Whoop ass, Drew. That's what I need you to do. Yeah. Go out there and whoop ass, man. just go and do Claymore some people, man. Knock their fucking heads off, bro. How these story time,
Drew? Oh, man.
Come on, class, sit around me.
Dude. I tell you, the first time, I actually do want to see him try. I want to see him try the stories, and I want to, because maybe it's the Joker in me. I want the chaos for just one time. I want to see the crowd's reaction when he tries the story. I'm like, oh, yes, let's see what happens. And either way, I win, because if it works, it's like, holy shit, it worked.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, and he gets booed and,
he's gonna get booed the hell out of that stadium, bro. I'll make sure. If I was part of that crowd, I would lead that. I would be the general. I say, hey, follow me. Boo this man, bro.
Oh, man. So, yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But, yeah, Storytime Drew Gosh, TBD as far as I'm concerned. I see what you're trying to do, Drew. I see you. And I think in the hands of someone like a Stone Cold back in the day, I feel like it would have worked. You know, because Stone Cold can make anything work. Oh, like, yeah. I don't know if you remember, because I recently watched, there's a YouTube channel out there that's putting out really short clips. And one clip had this where he was talking to the watch, you know, and he's like, you know what the watch is saying? It's saying it's time for Stone Cold to lead the alliance to greatness. What? You know what watch saying now? It's like, what?
But that's comedy though, man. That's
no, I know. But that's the thing. Like, I feel like if Stone Cold were doing this,
yeah,
I think people would be more inclined to, oh yeah, Stone Cold tells a story because he's so charismatic.
Yeah, and then he has that southern drawl. He got that accent that works. You got his accent with Drew.
I don't even think it's the accent.
I think so. You got people calling him Groundskeeper Willie now from The Simpsons, bro.
But here's the thing is, you know, people like accents, thick accents, I love, and I think a lot of people love hearing, you know, a thick accent, you know, in general. Like, it's just so unique, especially when it's something that you can't do, you know, and you hear other people talk. It's like, man, like I hear, English accents and French and, you know, like all these, even, you know, the Nigerian accent when people, you know, like, for some people, they're like, oh my God, like if I were to do like, oh, what do you mean? What does it talk? What is this? You know, like if you do it well, like people are like, oh my God, that's funny, that's cool, you know, or whatever. So I don't even think it's that. I think it's Drew's charisma. He's charismatic and he does have an it factor, but I feel like the comedy routine still feels forced. It doesn't feel natural. Like with Stone Cold, even when trying to be a heel, it was natural. It was. You know, like, it was natural. But, like, Drew, in this, it's like he's trying so hard to be funny and be, like, make us all like, oh, hey, hi, yeah, Drew, you're the best. Yeah, Drew.
Yeah.
But I'm like, this doesn't feel like it's flowing from you. It feels like you're trying to get over with this versus this just being you. Just be like, I don't know. I don't know. And if it is really him, it's like, well, go ahead.
Well, I don't know if he's trying to be like, you know, silly, like back in his 3MB days. Like he was very silly.
But here's what's funny.
Yeah.
I feel like if he did do that, I think the crowd would go nuts. And I think that would actually work. If he let's say he became Rock and Roll Drew. Right? Oh, shit, and literally started like, because there was a point in that match when he did do that. And I was like, oh shit. Dude, if you do that, if you start rocking out more and just being like, hey, like, I'm gonna do whatever, maybe a performance and like he's air guitaring and doing shit like that, and just having a good time that way to 3MB, man, I feel like people would, at first at least, would be like, oh shit, like, Drew, I can't believe Drew is even willing to do this, to go to that length, to go back to that character. Because there's some nostalgia with 3MB.
It is.
You know, so imagine if him and Jinder just decided, like, let's get Heath Slater and let's do the 3MB thing now. You know, with the way they are now, it would blow people's minds. Like, really? They're doing the 3MB? And
they would. I think instantly would get over, man. Because because it does have that nostalgia factor right there. So it's man. But when I think about Drew, and he's telling his stories and he's trying to throw some comedy in there, and to your point, it's I don't think that's his natural, you know, his natural thing, because he shows so much intensity. Like when we got the psychopath Drew, like, I miss that. I miss him talking shit in the ring when he would tell Roman to look at me, Roman, knock his fucking head off, go and make the tag, reach. Like, where I miss that, man. Even when he took on He took on last year at WrestleMania. He took on Brock Lesnar. We still had some of that, man. He told Brock to look at me, so I can knock your fucking head off. Now it's slowly morphed into like it went from Scottish to epic, and now we're evolving into story time, Drew. And
yeah, like it just feels forced, you know, the comedy act that he's doing now. And there's, I don't know, I feel like the whole 3MB thing, the only reason why I feel like that could work is the nostalgia factor. And like, oh my God, at least in the beginning, that even too could wear off if it's, you know, done the wrong way. But, you know, I agree with you that the best that we've seen of Drew was the Psychopath, was, you know, him with Dolph, and then right after that, and then destroying the Shield. Like that was the best. That was the best of him. Period. As a character, I mean, it wasn't the best booking, you know, because he lost to Roman when he should have won that match.
Yeah, WrestleMania,
but
remember that shit.
yeah, but his character though, especially when he was with Dolph, and then when he and Dolph split, and then to a point, I felt bad for Dolph when he had that cage match. I was like, oh. Drew is evil. Like, what is happening right now, man? Like, get out of there, Dolph. Get out of there. Oh man. So I don't know, man. Drew, we'll see. With the crowd, I'm hoping that they get that real time feedback that's needed to know, like, hey, okay, this works, this doesn't. Let's cut the shit that ain't working and get straight to what makes Drew awesome, you know. So I think they need that for his character, because right now I think they don't have anything to bounce off of, and so they're getting to do whatever they want, and they don't have a way to gauge it right now, you know, because no one is telling them what we're saying, that hey man, this shit sucks. Like, you gotta stop with the stories,
right,
you know,
bro.
so.
Come on, man, get a little long-winded. Like, how much time we got, man? I realize it's a 3-hour show, but goddamn, bro, come on.
right. Oh man!
So but I do think I think Jinder is going to help out Drew. Maybe he'll, because I am digging, you know, what Jinder did towards the end of the match. You know, because when they had their one-on-one, end up being, you know, a DQ. Surprise, shocker.
Yeah.
But I was like, why the hell is Jinder? He just made a beeline for the backstage. I'm like, why are you running away? Like, was there a production issue or something like that? Was he supposed to leave out a little bit early? I don't know. But then he come back with the sword. I'm like, oh, he got his sword. He was like, you took something from me, now I'm going to take something from you. I'm like, okay.
Right.
But what did he take, though? That's why I'm confused. I missed that part. What did Drew take from Jinder?
He said he took his opportunity at Money in the Bank.
He's
blaming him for not being able to qualify for Money in the Bank. So he's jealous. It's just what it is. He just comes down to he's jealous of him, so he wants to take something.
It's simple enough. Okay,
it's whatever. Yeah, I accept that. That's fine.
He took his toy now. Okay, now see what happens.
Right. You took my opportunity. I'm taking your toy, man. Oh my God. All right, man. Let's talk about your boy Mansoor. Because and the reason, listeners, why we're talking about Mansoor, because people are all like Mansoor, what?
That's odd. That's an odd segue.
Pre-show.
Right,
well, here's why. Because pre-show, you know, we were talking about, you know, we're not going to spend much time on Raw. You know,
just whatever. Skip it. I'm like, let's. Fuck it.
We almost skipped this completely.
Right.
But then, you know, you made a comment, you know, Devin here made a comment, said, you know, Mansoor's a pretty good babyface. I said, what? My eyes went bug-eyed.
Yeah. Just
legit. I was like, oh, you got to explain, sir, because
I will.
I am not invested in what is going on here in this storyline at all. So convince me that Mansoor is a good babyface and worthy, I guess. I don't know if you're saying he's worthy of the TV time, but in my mind, that's what I'm kind of hearing, that like he's a good babyface to build him up, cool, all right, and yes,
he's making good use of his TV time. I say that, you know, the opportunities he's getting in front of the camera, he seems very comfortable. Doesn't stumble, doesn't stutter. He has a great chemistry, like a good back and forth banter between Ali. I think that's what's helping too. If Mansoor was against anybody else, let's say let's say if he was against Riker, I'd probably be like, man, fuck this. Like, nah, I'm not feeling this. But since Ali interject and he's telling him, like, I'm trying to show you the real way, you got to open your eyes. Like that match they had. I thought that match was cool because he was telling him, like, Ali was telling him, don't trust anyone. And then I think he made a mistake. He got his foot caught in the rope. He was like, ref, get me out. Mansoor felt bad. He kind of helped him, he helped the ref. So Ali could get free. As soon as Ali got free, rolled him up, 1, 2, 3. I'm like, okay, I like that. He told, he's pointing to his head. He was like, think. Like that show in Invincible. Think.
Oh man, someone should do a meme of that, but with Ali and Mansoor in those two spots. Ali telling Mansoor, think, Mansoor, think. He says Mansoor's all destroyed.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
And I like his backstory. He was what 50-0 before he got to the main roster, and now he's getting. He got a couple of losses now.
That's his backstory? I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't know? Yeah, he came in 50-0. That was the backstory. Like he didn't. He haven't took a loss.
He's basically the Undertaker. Anytime they were at Crown Jewel, so he's undefeated. I know about that part.
Not anymore, man.
I didn't know. Like beyond the Saudi Arabia shows that he was like undefeated. So that's interesting. Okay, so basically. You like the backstory, and you think just like character-wise though, like I don't know. I have a hard time because his character just seems very bland. He seems very like just vanilla, like just green, and there's nothing really to him that right now screams like, oh, you should be one of the people here that's here over say like an Angel Garza. Like if I had to choose, and I'm booking right now. I'm putting Angel Garza on television and Mansoor, like, you're on 205 Live, like, best case scenario right now for me. He's not there yet. Like, his
character-wise is not there yet, but I
nothing.
think Ali's helping with that, but I'm enjoying the story, and that's the reason why it gravitates.
It makes logical sense.
I'm gravitating towards that. Like, even like he sounds very comfortable in front of the mic. It's not even, to me, it don't even sound bland. It sounds like he has he has some emotion behind it.
I just don't think this is something that, like, again, so if I have to think of what is going on and why Mansoor is on television, I feel like it's just the audience that he brings in. It's a global audience, that can relate to him. That's like, okay. And that part of it is cool. I got no problem with that. But I feel like you got to set this guy up better than where he's at right now. It just seems like he's just so cookie cutter. Like there's not anything that makes him feel like a future superstar even. Like you're saying his promo, like I don't feel it. I don't feel it from him. Ali, I feel it, from him. Yeah, but even like I feel like the logic behind the story makes sense. Ali is this guy who has been where Mansoor is, right? Coming in, fresh face, you're trying to be the baby face, trying to appeal to the crowd. And he's saying, no, that shit doesn't work. I've been there. I've tried. I've gotten screwed. Kofi Kingston stole my opportunity. Randy Orton, blah, blah, blah. You're about to make the same mistake that I did. Like, I see that, and that's a logical story. But the problem for me is that Mansoor is not helping to elevate the story. It's really Ali and his story that's really like the part that's helping to make this watchable for me because I know that background. But if I'm someone who just tuned in for the first time and I'm seeing these two guys on the screen, I'm going to be like, okay, why? This dude is on really on TV.
I totally understand. What is going on? I don't expect this is more of a I don't expect like the majority of the audience to get this, like Mansoor.
This isn't a casual fan story.
No, at all. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm one of the few, just like when Jinder had that run and he got WWE champion. I was one of the few who was actually excited about that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the same thing. I'm one of the few who enjoyed the Mansoor and Ali stories.
Okay, I mean, so you're in for like this being a continued storyline on Raw.
Yeah, I just want to see what's the payoff. Will
Crown Jewel,
or will there be a turning point for Mansoor? Like, will he factor that in what Ali is trying to teach him? I think that's what I'm attracted to. Will he turn to the dark side?
No,
So
I don't think so.
I'm curious.
I think again because he is literally their Undertaker for when they do those shows. That like they want that crowd to be excited to see him. He's not going to turn heel.
Are they still going back to Saudi or? Because I know the pandemic put everything on hold, but they was like, and then they had some issues going over there too. You know.
I know. Well. So Britt Baker, had a great line on AEW. Where she was saying something about Tony Khan, and there was something about blood money.
Yeah.
And then she mentioned Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Like I guess what are we gonna do next week? We're gonna do a show in Saudi Arabia, for blood money or whatever. And I was like, message,
right?
I was like, damn. Hell yeah. There you go, Britt. Like I loved it. I love that she said that. And but I don't think it's going to stop Vince from wanting that money. No.
Love that money.
Just as long as he can get a group there that's willing to go with him and put on a show out there, he'll do it. And he'll cash that check. And, Goldberg will show up or Hogan will show up or whoever
get paid.
The prince out there wants. Yep. They're gonna get.
I want Undertaker. Give me Undertaker. Okay.
Sure. I thought he was retired. Nope. Not anymore.
Love that money.
Sean, lace up your boots. Yes, sir. All right.
Hey, you know what? Look, Sean kept it real. He said he did it for the money. He was like, it was an easy paycheck. Shit.
Damn. So, yeah, man. All right. Well, we'll see. This will be a story I cannot believe I'm even saying. Like, we'll monitor the Mansoor storyline. Because Devin, this is Devin's fault.
Yes. This is my story right here. I'm closely following this story.
Holy shit.
On a 3-hour
well, Ali's from Chicago, so I can get that. That's a bonus I'll take from it. The rest of this show, I guess the only really thing to talk about here is the New Day versus the Hurt Business.
What's Riddle.
That? Oh yeah. Well, Matt Riddle's doing a great work. Great work just in general.
He's on that ladder. He's like, whoa, I'm so high. He's on the top of that ladder.
So I guess a question out of this because all right, so Matt Riddle I think has been doing phenomenal work, and this show again was another example of just his great presence, and he's one of the best parts, if not the best part of Raw right now. Do you see Riddle as WWE champion?
No, not right now. Not the way this story is going. Right now, I see him being primed for going against a tag match against AJ and Almost, and they're going to go against Matt Riddle and Randy Orton. That's what I see right now. I don't see anything beyond that.
So you think that everything that they're doing right now with Riddle, with Randy, and even with a guy like AJ, two former champions, that isn't in part to kind of groom him to try to put him in the same category and light as champions, and then maybe set him up for,
fair point.
Yeah,
good point. Yeah, that can work too because he is going against a former. That's a legit champion, AJ Styles, and then 14-time, Orton too, giving him that rub as well.
And he's already been IC champion.
Yeah.
He's done that. So, it's like, or United States champion.
United States champion. Right.
Yeah, he's already been United States champion. Yep. So, I kind of feel like that's what they're grooming him for is let's see how he is with Randy. Let's see how he is with AJ. And then, if it works out, if he's a draw, maybe we do put the belt on Riddle and see what that looks like in the future. Not a near thing.
So.
It's not like a 6 months thing, but I think it's just kind of like I think they're dipping their toe in the water and kind of seeing like what he does.
I hope so, man, because I tread lightly with WWE when it comes to building faces, because that's one thing they suck at is building faces.
Yeah.
Like they can heel characters, no problem. Because to me, that's just more yourself. Now, you got
seems easier.
Yeah. It seems because you just can say whatever, you know. And now when you building a face for them, it seems like they give you this, like they're trying to fit too many words in a 2-minute promo or something like that. You know, you look at Drew, and you look at even at one point, I want to say at Becky towards the end of her run, I think she was starting to lose her momentum as well as a face.
Yeah, like force fed. Like it's just too much of them.
Exactly. It's because it's been times we said she should have dropped that. She should have dropped the title to, I think it was like Shayna Baszler or something like that, and she just kept going over. Like they don't want to show a babyface have any adversity or nothing like that. Like it's okay for them to drop the belt and then chase again. That's how you get a babyface for a babyface. It's like they don't want to go back to their old formula. Like, look how many times short title reigns in the Attitude Era, partly in the Ruthless Aggression Era, babyfaces had. You know, you look at Stone Cold, you look at The Rock. You know, they had short title reigns, bro. They didn't have any lengthy title reigns for their face run. They was, 3-4 months, drop it. You know what I'm saying? Now they back on the chase again, so they can still have that momentum. So that's what I think about building faces on the WWE side. You know?
Yeah, I mean, for me with faces, I feel like it's all about just listening to the crowd. You know, and they even though they say they do, a lot of the times it feels like they're not. You know, with like take Rusev. You know, like he was primed for a big time face run. He was over. The crowd loved him.
Super over.
Put the championship on him, and let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying? That's what they should have just done. Just have him in an elimination chamber match with somebody and have him win it there and see what that crowd does. You know, like let's just surprise people with that. Yes. Like when Kofi was in the elimination chamber with Daniel Bryan, I'm like, call an audible and have him win it right here.
Right there.
Because listen to these people, you know? Like, I just feel like they with faces, there's this organic thing that it just happens where people just gravitate. It's like Zack Ryder back in the day. Like, he was just so over.
Yes.
And his career would have been completely different if they would have said, you know what? This guy, the crowd really loves him. I don't understand it. I don't get it, whatever, but it's there. So let's just see. Let's put a championship on him and see what happens. And they just kind of, I don't know, Vince just doesn't feel like they have it. You know, he feels like it's not real what's happening. Like they're making fun of the wrestler versus actually being for the wrestler.
Yeah,
and,
I don't
I just think with Riddle, it'll be interesting to see because I feel like this is all on purpose, that he is being put with, certain people that have that pedigree. And I think that it's not so much them building Riddle. I think this is Riddle. This is just who he is. And he has this very unique, character. This kind of like Bill and Ted, like funny, just goofball type character.
Almost
that
similar to RVD, man.
Very similar to RVD, And I think that with the story that he's telling right now with Randy and some of the other things that he's been doing in front of a crowd, I believe the crowd will be with this. Now, will they strike while the iron is hot and continue to use that? We'll see. Or will they try to force Riddle into a new different type of box? I don't know. It's just going to be interesting. I just feel like watching Riddle on this episode of Raw, he was on top of the ladder.
Yeah.
I thought to myself that question, like, could he be WWE champion? Like, could he be champion in this company? And I say to myself, you know what? I could see it if they let it happen. If they let it happen naturally, like if the crowd is with them and they decide to go with it, it'll feel perfect. But they may also just be like, oh, well, he's not really the archetype champion that we want. So I'm really curious, like how this is going to evolve once they get in front of fans.
It's only a few times when Vince actually listened to the crowd in this day and age. He did it for Daniel Bryan and he did it for Kofi Kingston. So if you're gonna do it for Matt Riddle, then the people got to be loud as fuck and send your message. Make it clear to Vince McMahon, like, we want him to be WWE champion. If not, then he's just gonna be, whatever Vince McMahon
just
feels
be a comedy
like.
routine.
Yep.
Him and R-Truth, you know, like kind of in the same camp, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, totally, 100%, man. All right, so just wanted to say that about Matt Riddle. And then, Kofi, the New Day versus the Hurt Business, the newly crowned best tag team ever in WWE, the New Day versus the Hurt Business. What do you feel about that? Like, do you agree? Do you disagree with the number one ranking?
I can see some people might disagree, but I agree with it. I looked at who was up there with them. I'm like, yeah, New Day put in work,
Yeah.
How they started off as potentially a flop when they came in with the church music. Hey, everybody clapped their hands, and I was like, what the fuck is this, bro?
Right.
And when they finally got to be themselves, I'll never forget when they first got their title reign. I think it was like SummerSlam, and Big E was just dancing, and I was like, oh shit, this is crazy. And it just kicked off from there. And just the way they have this brotherhood, this tight brotherhood, the chemistry, the awesome, memorable matches, tag team matches they had with the Usos, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? In this day and age, making tag team matter for them in this day and age, I got to give it to them, man.
Yeah, I can't argue it too much, honestly. Like, for me, you look at the New Day, and they're a great tag team. They got the title reigns. They got the memorable matches, the iconic matches, with the Usos. The Usos, overall, I think, are still my favorite tag team, but it's close between them and the New Day. It really is. And then, like, I can go back to, like, the Legion of Doom, the Hart Foundation, tag teams like that, and say, well, the Hardys, obviously, the Dudleys, all those teams are great. Edge and Christian. But yeah, like right now, maybe it's a little bit of recency bias, or not good sitting down and just trying to break it down, like really, really break it down.
We should do an episode for that, man. Top, top,
or just analyzing the list.
Right. We'll go down the list for us. We break it down, break it apart, and then we'll come up with our list, man.
Right. But like just hearing that, like New Day, best tag team ever, like. I didn't be like, what? Oh, my God, no, this is ridiculous. Like, I didn't have that reaction. Right. It was kind of like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I like that, man. Congratulations. Like, that's awesome. It feels earned. It feels like if you would have said them, if you would have said the Usos, if you would have said, the Dudleys or Edge and Christian, I'd have been like, cool, But with New Day, not that it is them, I'm saying, yeah, I think it's earned. I think they put in the work, and why not them? Like, there's no reason to say it. Oh, definitely should not be the New Day. Like, no way. I'll never hear that. Like, New Day, yeah, congrats. It's deserved for sure. This matchup here, it was solid overall. It's just more storytelling building up to Money in the Bank with Kofi and Bobby. But it was, for me, kind of the elements here were more about one, that celebration basically of them being ranked number one. On the other side, Bobby's return, so it was cool to see him again. MVP back in the ring again, and he looked good. That knee, I think, is actually a problem, though. Yeah. Because when he tried to do the ball in,
he was like, nah.
He's like, nah, I'm not doing this.
A little short one.
This. Right. I was like, wow, okay. But it was cool. I think, in doses like this, man, because we talked about it when he first came back, it was like, we don't need him to be like a part of the regular roster as a wrestler, but him in this managerial role, him in this mentor role has been amazing.
Knocked that out of the park, bro. Knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, dude. Awesome.
I didn't think I didn't think we'll be saying like, oh man, bro, he's like one of the top managers. Like, I could put him up there with Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman.
Yes, just the way he brought together the Hurt Business. That was a beautiful story told. You know what I'm saying? How he caught, he was telling Bobby Lashley, like, bro, you should be WWE champion right now, but you stuck, with Lana and all of that. So he got him away from that, and then he brought Shelton and brought Cedric, the Young Lion, and all this came together so neatly. But for that little brief time, we had something perfect for just a little bit. A little bit.
Oh, man. Well, hey, man, we had it. It sucks that they ended when they did, but some remnant of the Hurt Business still exists within these two, and they're doing a phenomenal job, both of them, both Bobby and both MVP. And yeah, it's nice to see MVP every once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while, right.
Like
and I know I don't need no weekly thing now.
No,
not even a bi-weekly thing. You want to do
right
monthly. That's fine. Now, do you think? And I hope not, because MVP is doing a great job with Bobby Lashley. You think that match right there was a little foreshadowing that maybe Bobby might turn on MVP? Because MVP took the L, and even though Bobby Lashley picked him up, from taking that pin, I kind of felt like maybe he's taking that. Man, this is your fault, man. I got this L.
No, I don't see it that way. I feel like if they split up, then that's when Bobby's retiring. Like, that's just it.
Fair enough.
Like, I don't want to see Bobby without MVP. Like, I just don't want to see that.
That's crazy.
It just feels right. Like, those two should be like just joints at the hip until the end of Bobby's career, because it's just done wonders for Bobby. It really has.
What's crazy is that that he's talking about retiring, but the way this man is built, he look like he is nowhere near close to retirement, bro. Even though he's 44 years old, but bro, you got a body of a 20-year-old, man.
As long as he's feeling good, keep going, keep going. He
did back-to-back nights for Hell in a Cell, bro. Come on, that shows me a lot about what type of shape your body's in.
Right. Yeah, man, that's true. I mean, it's funny because even AJ, like, I remember there was something about AJ didn't want to wrestle past 40, and he's past 40. I think he's like 44 or somewhere around there. He's over 40. And he's still going. Yeah. And clearly, he's gone past that. So, it's a similar thing. Like, if you feel good, keep going. We're enjoying watching you. You don't look like you've lost a step. Either one of those guys.
Yeah, not even AJ.
Yeah. And I don't feel like it's you should move aside and give room to somebody. No, not them. Not them.
No, they wrestle.
Like, I don't feel like they really got that shine early on. It's like they're just getting a lot of that kudos in the last couple of years. And for Bobby, just this past year. For AJ, I mean, it feels like AJ has not been in WWE for that long. I feel like it was just yesterday when he made that debut at Royal Rumble. And it's been years. Like, it's been years. But
you know what? It feels the opposite for me. I feel like he's been in, even though he debuted in 2016. I feel like he's so embedded with WWE. I feel like that's his only company he ever dealt with. Like, I know he's been with New Japan.
Wow.
I know he's been with TNA, but just the way he's just embedded with in WWE, the matches he had with John Cena, like his WWE Championship run. Like, bro, it's just been a thing of beauty. He's one of the quickest people to get a Grand Slam.
Like Grand Slam.
Make Grand Slam?
Yeah.
Like, short 5 years? Come on, man.
Yeah, but I guess just having watched him in TNA, for all those years, and just wishing, like, oh, gosh, if he could just, get out of here and go. Like, I would love to see him against some of the people that were in WWE at the time, it's just like, just so... I don't know. I had just spent years and years and years, and then I wasn't really watching New Japan at the time when he was in Japan. But after the fact, I went back and saw that stuff too. But I just felt like there was a lot of time that I knew of AJ and he wasn't in WWE, and so now I'm just still. It's like it's new still. Like, every time I see him, I'm like, oh man, like. It's like the first time he showed up all over again, for me. So it's just great. I just enjoy AJ so much, man. He's awesome. So if he wants to do this till he's 50, go for it. Hey. I mean, Jericho is still out here, putting in work.
Right.
Like,
that's what Randy Orton said. He's looking to do this till in his 50s. Still wrestling.
Fine.
Hey, bro, still go.
I'm okay with that.
Yep.
What's great about Randy is his finisher is something that, like, he doesn't have to really use a whole lot of power. I mean, look, DDP's still doing it in AEW, so why can't he?
But it's weird because the way Randy does it, he does it with a little bit more swag. He put more stank on it on his cutter move. Like you look at like when DDP used to do it, he kind of used to just hold your neck like through the whole motion. Like, all right, diamond cutters, here you go, bow. But now Randy's like, motherfucker, bow.
It just catch you out of nowhere. Right. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess as long as he's still got some athleticism and really just about taking that bump, because he's got to drop down every time and take a bump to be able to deliver that move. So as long as his body can hold up to that, he can do it as long as he wants. So yeah, man. But yeah, hey, if Randy wants to do it till his 50s, Bobby and AJ, they want to go then. As long as they are still healthy, keep going. Mm-hmm. All right, let's switch gears to we talked about Jericho a little bit. So let's go to his company, AEW, and talk about Road Rager. That happened this past week.
Fans are back, baby.
Big episode for AEW here. The crowd, they're back on the road. They've had a crowd now, in Jacksonville. Yeah, but
small capacity.
This was the first time on the road again, and in the crowd, it felt like a bigger arena, just full capacity in Miami. It was hot, man. Stars were out. You had Jorge Masvidal, and the Lioness herself, Amanda Nunes, 2-division champ from UFC. So it was a live, crazy, wild event, man. So we gonna talk about it.
Hold on, real quick. Who you got this weekend for UFC, man? You got McGregor?
Oh man, putting me on the spot.
Hey, you the UFC guy, so I'm just curious, bro. I'm curious.
So actually, I've been talking to some people about this a little bit now for a while. Mm-hmm. I think Dustin Poirier is going to win again. I want to see what Conor looks like in some of these. They do these embedded documentaries, and I want to see the press conference, and I want to see the weigh-ins, because to me, it's not about his skill, it's about his mindset. Yeah.
Preparation.
His mindset overall. Like, is he going into this fight the same guy he did the last time? Because the last time he was very subdued, and I don't think Conor is in his full. It's like a heel, like a true heel trying to go face and losing their powers.
Yes,
that's basically what it was. Like, Conor McGregor's a heel.
Yep, that's
when he's at his best.
Yes.
Imagine Adam Cole trying to be all buttoned up. Oh, yeah, I respect you, Kyle. I think you're great, Kyle. No, that is not Adam Cole. It's the same way with Conor. Conor, he was like, yeah, Dustin, I respect him. It's great. They shook hands, taking photos together. It was cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know about this. And he went out and he got knocked out. He got knocked out. Now, if maybe that happens anyway, but I feel like we didn't see the best of Conor that night. And we saw the best of Dustin that night. Like, he was focused. He was ready. He wanted revenge. He lost to this dude years ago, and he was, oh my God, Conor was lighting him up, on the mic back then. Woo, he was harboring some anger for that man. So even though Conor was being cool with him, in his mind, it was like, oh, no, motherfucker, no. I'm taking you out.
This was like, what is this, Rocky 3, when you got Mr. T, Bubba Clang, and you got Rocky. He's been a champion, but he's like a little bit more subdued now, and he's not as hungry anymore. And you got Bubba Clang. He's just this hungry dude. He's like, you don't belong there. He talked to his wife. He's like, man, I'll show you what a real man is. I'm like, oh shit, Rocky, you gonna let Bubba talk? You gonna let Mr. T talk to your wife like that, bro? Like, nah.
Right.
And in the first fight, what happened? He got his ass whooped. He got mollywopped. Lost his title. Yep. I feel this is like the same thing, man. But Conor,
dude, it could be. If Conor, because here's the thing, if Conor comes out and he's talking shit, you ain't shit, blah blah, and he's in true Conor form, he could still lose just on the fact that Poirier has been more active and just has he's been evolving with the sport.
Yeah.
Using the calf kicks, using other tactics now that people use now. Conor is still, his mind is he took a break from MMA, went to boxing for that Floyd fight, then kind of was doing all sorts of other stuff. Was just away from the sport. I feel like that means something. And so, he had that fight with Cowboy. Then he had, it's not really a test. Whatever. That was a joke. Then he goes against Poirier, the wrong guy for him to go against after fighting Cowboy, because this dude is real, man. He's been in there putting in rounds.
See, this is Rocky 3 because his coach was like, "That's a real fighter, bro. You shouldn't take this fight. He real, bro."
Exactly. That's what it is, man. So we'll see. But if Conor will give himself the best chance if he's true heel Conor. And then I would say, it's 50-50. But if he's doing the same thing, I respect him. It's cool, blah, blah. Nah, then he's getting knocked out again. So I got Dustin. I just trust Dustin's mindset more.
I got you. Yeah, I felt the
MMA.
Yeah, MMA. Yeah, I was like, I got Dustin Poirier. I don't know. Like, it's the grudge match, but this dude is he ain't fucking around.
The rubber match for the trilogy.
Yes.
Yeah, I just think Conor's not the same dude. From what I saw, I need to be shown that he can be that dude again. Because that dude, if he is that guy, the one thing I would switch my pick if Conor is that guy and he gets Dustin to get emotional. If he gets in Dustin's head,
got to get in his head. I was just
and Dustin starts acting out.
Yeah.
Then I'm saying, oh shit, Dustin's gonna lose because now he's in his head and he's gonna just be acting off of emotion versus sticking to a game plan.
And that's how McGregor usually gets you, man. It's just not he got great fighting skills, but yet he's great. Yep. It's like in your mind.
The mental.
Yeah, man.
It's the mental.
Exactly, man.
Yep. Like he wins the fight before it even gets in the octagon. Like it's just because the guys that he was knocking out, it's like
our potential debate you were supposed to have.
It's like a whole other thing. But like you see it, you see, Jose Aldo, one of the greatest of all time to ever do it. And then, Conor's talking shit and Jose Aldo was mad, just steaming. And he gets in there first round, knocked out. Jose Aldo's never been knocked out in his career. But then he gets knocked out in the first round to Conor McGregor. What?
Got in his feelings. Bro.
Right, exactly. Yep. He just whatever Conor is saying to him, it just causes something in that guy to where now this is bigger than just a fight. It's just like it's so personal. It's so draining emotionally. The crowd is fully with Conor too when he gets out there. So it's like you're not just fighting Conor, you're fighting this crowd now too. Lost it before he even got knocked out, man. It's what Conor would do to people back in the day. But man. But we got on this because we brought up we did have some UFC stars in attendance. Yep. The stars were out at AEW Road Rager, and we started out. Speaking of stars, we started out with AEW's biggest star, Cody Rhodes, in the strap match, going against QT Marshall, who did not get an entrance.
Nope, got a jobber entrance.
It was purely he got a jobber entrance to Cody.
Damn,
man.
bro,
dude, I'm trying to understand. Like, do they not? Are they this tone deaf?
Yep.
To just not understand that Cody is not as over as he was before. Like, and that people are just, it's like you're doing the WWE thing where you force feed someone to us and trying to force us to just love this person. And it's like, no, just stop. Like,
he's everywhere.
I don't understand.
Even when he's supposed to be on maternity leave, he's everywhere.
Everywhere. Like, dude, I thought for sure they were going to start the first show back on the road with the champion.
Nope.
Like, it would only make sense that you would showcase your champion to start this off. Heroes welcome. Hey, we're back in front of a crowd. Even though he's a heel, whatever. We're back in front of a crowd. It's Kenny Omega. He can make it entertaining. It'd be great. He's like, yes, the adulation. I deserve it. I'm your champion. And they're all booing him. It would have been great. But no, it's got to be Cody. And Cody's shaking hands and he's doing the whole thing. And it's just like,
hey, buddy, you want my belt? Let me give you my belt. Here's my weight belt. There you go.
Here's the strap. Yeah, here you go.
Thumbs up. Thanks for being a supporter.
Really? Yeah. It's like,
oh man,
guys,
that's why QT Marshall shot that loogie on him. Like, you ain't putting me over. You gave me a job wrench. Sorry, motherfucker.
Right.
Right on your neck. That shit landed right on. I was like,
man.
ugh.
Oh God, dude. But I don't know. Because this also kind of continues into what happened later on in the night too. I mean, so Cody was a part of. He opened the show.
Yes.
And then later on in the show, we had the big moment, the big reveal. I think the thing that people are talking about the most, as far as Road Rager, is the debuting star. Mm-hmm. And no, it's not El Idolo, even though he did have his first match. It was his first debut match. But we did have another WWE, ex-WWE star show up in a shocking debut. Yes. And it was not Aleister Black. But Malachi Black. What was your reaction? And then we'll get into the Cody, because this links in with Cody. Yeah. But what was your reaction to this whole segment of the debut of Malachi Black?
I was like, oh shit! I was legit shocked, like, because it's crazy. He dropped this promo video, and I shot it out there. I posted it everywhere, shared it and throughout all the groups. About this awesome promo vid too. It was him, I think Josiah Williams in there.
It's like a short film.
Short film, man. Just him in this mental facility, and basically, Josiah and his other guys are the doctors, and he's the patient. He's sitting down. They telling him this is all in your head about how you got that damage on your eye, or whoever. Like, it was one of the patients. He was like, no, it's like it happened by the stairs. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. You keeping a long-term...
Yeah, Matthew by the stairs, that never happened. Matthew with the stairs did not happen, which was... I like that.
I was like cool.
Shout out to Buddy.
Yeah. I'm like, I like the long-term story. And then towards the end, too, he actually mentions his name, but he didn't say his last name. He just said, towards the end of the promo vid, he was like, Malachi. I was like, oh, okay, cool, okay. And then... come to find out, when he get introduced, which he was introduced as Tommy Yen, and then they had their... It was like, oh, no, sorry.
That was kind of confusing a little bit, because I feel like commentary...
They fucked that up.
Did they not know which name he was going to use? Like,
they got corrected through their production, I could tell. Because Excalibur had to clean that up.
Well, I was going to say, I feel like Excalibur either knew, or maybe they told Excalibur specifically in his ear that, hey, he's Malachi. But JR kept calling him Tommy End, and then the crowd doesn't know this yet, so they're just saying Tommy, which is fine. Yeah. I mean, it's the crowd, and that's the name that publicly, like, not everybody maybe saw the video before this happened, so I give him credit for that.
I think everybody knows
my reaction.
Tommy End, even he came in through NXT UK as Tommy End when Triple H introduced him, so everybody knows it. But it was just slight botch by commentary.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so this started with Arn Anderson getting ready to talk to the crowd, saying it's great to be in front of the crowd, and, that's happening. The lights go out. And the lights went out earlier in the night during, I believe it was the Cody strap match.
I got the match on right now, and the lights just went off. I'm like, yeah, I remember that.
Right. So that was the tease, but then it happened again during this. But when the lights came up, there was someone there. It was Tommy End, a.k.a. Malachi Black. And so he's there, he's standing there, and he's still got the fake eye, representing when he got his eye taken out by Buddy Murphy, a.k.a. Matthew. And so he has black mass on Arn Anderson. And then Cody comes out. Oh, Arn, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then Malachi's like, okay, yeah, whatever. I'm sorry. And then he black masses Cody. And gets him. Crowd's going nuts. Yeah, holy shit, Tommy. Crowd's going nuts.
Yes.
And so my reaction to it was I saw him there, and I had a mixed reaction, to be honest with you.
I had a mixed
reaction. My first reaction
too.
was like, I was like, oh, this is great. Mm-hmm. My other reaction was, and this was when he first showed up, before Cody even got in the ring. I was like, shit, I really was hoping since you know Zelina showed back up on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I was hoping, okay, he'd go to NXT, you know, like he wanted, because he had asked to get moved to NXT.
He did.
And you know, that's my favorite show. So I'm like, okay, I would love to see him back on NXT. That'd be cool. So seeing him here, I was like, dang, I wish we could have had him back there, but this is cool. Whatever, fine. You know, fresh start. It makes sense. They fucked up. That's on them. He gets a new start. You know, I'm wishing him the best. Let's go. I'm ready for the ride. And then Cody comes in, and I'm like, oh shit. Here we go again. Cody has to be a part of this, right?
He does.
It had to be Cody. It couldn't be anybody else that they had out there. Nope. They have so many superstars. Is he the only one that someone can debut against? Like, and is he gonna actually put him over, or is he gonna do him like he did Lance Archer and Anthony Ogogo?
I don't know.
Because I'm terrified.
I don't know. That's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm most worried about. Because to your point, I was like excited. I put a meme out there too. Like, I was excited when I first saw Black. Just like, yeah, oh shit. And then when Logic kicked in, I calmed down. I was like, oh damn. Oh shit. Oh, he going against Cody. Oh shit. Oh, hold on. Let me slow down for a second. It's just like,
you know how crazy that it, you know, it's funny. We talk about, we are holding AEW accountable to this whole revolution,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And here we have one problem with WWE is that guys that go from NXT to Raw or SmackDown and how they get treated and how they don't get booked well and all that, right?
Yeah.
So Alistair just went through this on Raw on SmackDown. No, which one was he on? Raw or SmackDown? I don't remember anymore. I think it was Raw. On the main roster,
SmackDown.
he just went through bad booking.
He was on SmackDown. It was SmackDown.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the classic segment. SmackDown.
Yeah, it was SmackDown, right. So we just went through that. Now he's going to NXT, going to AEW, and it's kind of a similar thing in terms of the fear of what's going to happen with him now on the show. Like, is he going to get booked well? Are they going to put him over? Like, why am I asking myself the same question that I would if he was going to Raw or SmackDown as I am on AEW with Cody? Like, it shouldn't be that way. If you're the Revolution, like, it should just be like, oh, instantly, this guy's going to have creative freedom, and he's going to get booked right, and, you know, this is all going to be done the right way, not the way it would be done on Raw or SmackDown. But here we are, and we're both damn near nervous at how they're going to do it.
And come to find out that Tony Khan has complete creative control. He's the one that says he has creative control. He's the booker. He booked the matches. After me doing my research about how much influence Tony Khan has, come to find out, goddamn it, he's the one that's booking the fucking show. All him. You know what I'm saying? And that's what worries me, man. Like,
he has to have some input, though, because he's not, I mean, I know he loves wrestling, but come on, man. Like, you got, you know, Cody there, the Young Bucks, Kenny, like the Elite, those guys. You better be listening to them. And then, like, Dean Malenko, Arn, you know, like, he better not just be like, okay, no, I'm the book. Like, dude, no. You have too many wrestling minds back there. He has to be taking input. Like, I hear you that he has final say, you know, and like he's a head writer, like one of the main people booking and writing and all that kind of stuff. I believe that for sure. But I have a hard time believing that it's only him. Like, he's got to have his group helping him, telling him. Like, I feel like there's more to it. So I'm not going to put all of it on Tony Khan like that.
We got a focus group, you know.
But whoever it is, whoever this focus group is, they need to understand that Malachi Black needs to go over Cody Rhodes when this happens. Period.
Plain and simple.
Or we got a problem.
Plain and simple.
Like, one time
when this match happened, everybody's gonna be on the edge of their seat. And I'm telling you, hear me clear.
It better not happen in Chicago.
Oh my God, bro! I'm telling y'all. Hear me. All podcasts, all AEW marks, all this complaining. Y'all talking about, oh man, y'all just saying, y'all just all of y'all feelings about, you know, WWE. I'm like, nah. We just holding AEW accountable because they the one that kicked it off. But I'm telling you, if Cody goes over Black, I am done with the shit y'all getting 100% of the smoke now. I'm done
Yes.
holding my tongue.
Yes.
I'm done being
no defending
nice.
that.
Yes. If you
Yeah,
choose to
there's no
defend
defending
it,
that.
I'm calling you a fanboy from now on. If you choose to defend it, you are officially a fanboy. You go from mark to fanboy. Because real talk, we're all marks in this game. There's smart marks, there's WWE marks, there's AEW marks. But
Yeah.
if you
Facts,
defend
facts.
this, you are a fanboy. Understand that.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. No, 100%, man. Well said. You said it perfectly. That will be unacceptable. Unacceptable. This man comes to your company, you put him over. Period. That's what I'm like. Just don't have him go against Cody Rhodes first. Have him go against somebody else. You know, like why Cody? Because we know there's going to be this problem now of like, oh shit, we want to put over Cody, but it's Malachi. So you know, like how do we do this? Like,
Well, he is the face of AEW, so that's the reason why, right? He's the face. Kenny's not the face. He's just the champion. The face is
how sad is that? How sad is that? Like, okay, honestly, if they would have had Kenny Omega be the first guy to go against him and Kenny wins, I'd be okay with that.
yeah.
Like, literally,
Yeah.
I would be okay.
Good point.
If it's
Yup.
all out, let's say,
Yup.
you know, it's not going to be, you know, a Hangman Page, even though it is.
Yeah.
But let's just say it wasn't. And let's say it was going to be, you know, Tommy Yans, a.k.a. Malachi. And he wins. Dude, I'm fine. It's
Yup.
Kenny Omega, and he fought for the championship in his first match.
Exactly.
Holy shit!
Yup.
Like that would be awesome, and whoever wins, props to
Mm-hmm.
you. But for it to be Cody after again with Lance Archer and Anthony Ogogo, and you're gonna put him over him too? You got Black here?
That Anthony
Bro,
Ogogo didn't really
come
sit well with me. It really didn't. Like, it defied logic. Because just
I'm
on
not even a fan of Anthony Ogogo.
I'm not,
It
but
bothered
just the way
me.
they told the story, just the way they told, like, he got a serious knockout blow, a finish. And he did that to Cody in the middle of the match. He was laid out, and the ref count 1, 2, I'm up. I ain't putting him over. Nope.
Who are you? What is this? What is this, man?
I never seen that in a boxing match. Never seen that in a UFC match. Somebody gets knocked out, and they're up in 3 seconds. Within 3 seconds.
Really? Like, what is happening right now? Dude,
Logic
yes,
gone.
that bothers me.
Yeah.
Gone
Yup.
completely.
Yup.
Did not make any sense.
I'm not
You spent
suspending
all
my
that
disbelief
time
for that shit.
Selling this dude,
No.
right, as being this guy who has this, like, oh, the punch, the bolo punch, you know, like, oh my God, you know, power of the punch. And then it gets to Cody, and all of a sudden, he can't be stopped by it. He's invincible. Like, it's just like, what? Come on. Like, back in the day with guys like Hulk Hogan, you know, they would Hulk up. Yeah, you know, and even then, you do that now and I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that type of logic doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't. That's a cartoon logic that, okay, it was fine in the 80s. But right now, hell no. No. like, what? Exactly. Sorry. No, I'm not with that. No.
Cody might as well do that, man. He might as well.
That's what's happening. Like, that's the only way you can explain that. Like, how, man? Oh my goodness.
Shit.
So yeah, just especially like there's so many protected finishers, and it seemed like that was one of them for this guy.
Yeah.
You know, like, but you took it away immediately. Like, huh?
Yep.
The Judas effect is protected.
Yep.
Nobody kicks out of that. Nobody. The One Wing Angel, nobody kicks out of that. And now you got one. It's like, okay, you're building up this new talent. You got it. He has this punch, power of the punch. For me, I voiced my problems with the finisher on the show, so it is what it is. But you've already put it out there now. You
Told the
are
story.
sold it. Like, that's what it is. You have to stick to it. You built this house. You got to live in it. You know, that's his finisher. Nobody kicks out of it. And but Cody does. Like, you're not helping Cody either with that decision. You're just making people turn on him because it's like, why is he so special? And we know why, because he's EVP. You know, he's
That's what EVPs do. They take care of themselves.
they take care of themselves.
It's all about me. Forgot who I was. I'm an EVP now. Totally different ball game, bro.
Oh,
Like he
man.
came in smooth. He hustled a lot of us. He hustled a lot of us. See, that's why a lot of people are trying to put points like, no, he put over MJF. He put over
right.
Man, how long ago was that?
That was a long
How
time
long ago was that, bro? I'm
Yep.
talking about the last goddamn 6 months or within this last year.
Yeah.
How many people has he put over?
Shit. I can't name anybody, man. Put over. Dude. And it's crazy too because he still can't go after that championship. But it doesn't even matter. Like he's the most. They put him over more than anybody else. It's like that championship is not.
He should just embrace his role. I'm an EVP. I'm not doing that stipulation. I can go for that chance.
That's it.
Embrace that shit, Cody.
You, yes. Just be a heel, Cody. Just be a heel and embrace it and start abusing your EVP powers on national television. Just do it. I would be all in.
I would too. I would too. I'll stop with the he won't beat nobody because that's part of his character now.
Now it's part of his character.
Yes.
It would work.
Yes.
It would work.
Yes.
Oh man, Cody, do it. Just do it. You're right there.
Oh man, man, he's just a bitch
I
of a line
just see him
stepper,
being
man.
in the back like, who? Well, Malachi's Black supposed to go over? No, scratch that. I'm going over. They just having a ref screw job. Let's go. I'm Cody, damn it. I do what I want.
Yes.
Oh man. So yeah, we'll see. So yes, awesome that Tommy is there.
Yes.
Awesome. But to TBD on how he's booked. Will it be a truly different type of booking that he from what he dealt with on the WWE side? Mm-hmm. We'll see. Storytelling wise, it is cool so far because, and I gotta give Black, I gotta give Tommy the kudos on this, that the continued storyline from what was happening with him and his eye and all that. Yes. Like, great idea on his side.
Love it.
To continue that going on. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. You know, so shout out to him. He's just amazing, man. Yes. Like I'm still so mad about how he wasn't used. I thought he was a slam dunk, you know, when he went to the main roster. We said it on the show. There's no way they can mess this up. And here we are. He's out of the company.
There's a way. There's a way.
So,
and we saw it.
There is definitely a way.
We'll put him in the closet. Do your promos from now on in that fucking closet from now on.
In that closet for weeks. Don't fight anybody.
Right.
Somebody knock on my door.
Only way you get a fight. Only way you get a fight. Somebody knock on your door. That's the only way you fight.
Please knock on my door. Oh man! All right, so let's transition into to Kenny Omega, man. Let's talk about Kenny a little bit. The man who should be the star of the show, who should have opened this show up, first show on the road. There's just not enough of Kenny Omega on television right now, man. So this dude here, or on AEW specifically.
There you go.
So he basically, I think this is the best story in AEW, period. Right now, because we asked that question last week. You know, what stories they got going on and what's the best story right now. I think it's this one. I think it's this story right here. The story of Kenny and Adam Hangman Page. You talk about long-term booking. Yeah. This right here, and we talked about it when Kenny, I think I said it when Moxley was champion. And I feel like I was saying it should be Kenny that beats John, and then Adam takes the belt from Kenny.
That sounds familiar.
Because of their history.
You are the Messiah.
It just makes
so
sense.
Hey, man. You know, probably
I'm going to take credit for this
into the sacred timeline. And he was like, you know what?
Yes. I've seen it.
Little low-key reference right there.
Yes. Great show. Yeah, man, and just it makes sense. It makes logical sense. They have the history. They were tag team champions for a long time, and now then the falling out. Mm-hmm. Adam used to be part of the Elite. Now he's not. He's got his new friends. Kenny's got the championship and all the shenanigans he's been up to. This is a great build up to what could be an epic matchup between these two guys. So I loved, and I'm loving the narrative now. Like before this, Kenny felt like, I don't know. I wasn't sure about how I felt about Kenny before they started mentioning Hangman Page. I think it was kind of getting a little bit stale, and the fact that they weren't talking about like all the other things he was doing, like on Impact and all the other belts he has. He was wearing them finally towards, recently, but it's like he wasn't, like we talk about, it's more Cody and less of him. Like he's not the star of the show. Didn't make sense.
And then he was just bouncing from match to match. I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight you. No really story happening. Just a whole bunch of championship bouts he's having. I'm gonna go to Impact. I'm gonna, get some belts over there, come back, but not really speaking about it.
Right.
No really story behind it. So I think that's why it didn't really help. If he had like an actual story that was, before we circled back into Hangman Page, I think that would have helped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. And then so here it was great, just Evil Uno again coming out, saying, "Hey, why aren't you listening to this crowd?" Because the crowd was great. They were trying so hard to avoid Hangman or mentioning his name, but the crowd was saying, "We want Hangman."
Yes.
And
cowboy shit,
cowboy shit, dude. It was great. It was great. And so Evil Uno's like, how can you ignore these people and what they're saying, And then Kenny asked him, like, he said, "You're not smart in the ring or outside of the ring. I bet you, like, what's the capital of Thailand?" And he's like, what kind of question is that? And he kicks him in the nuts, and he says, "Bangkok!" And then he goes and starts to beat down.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, oh, God, here we go. So, you got the Good Brothers out there. You got, the rest of the Dark Order come out, and then you've got Adam Hangman Page finally comes out. And when he came out, that pop was awesome. It was an awesome pop. That crowd was live for him. And it was broken down. I forget which other. There was another show that talked about this that reminded me of it. It might have been Wrestle Talk. I think it was Wrestle Talk. That they said that when he was on the apron, it reminded them of when Hangman was
2019 in February.
We all thought
2020 February.
Yes,
2020 February.
Yes,
AEW Revolution.
Yes, when it looked like Adam was going to turn on Kenny, right? It looked like that, and now fast forward to now, it's like, wow, the response to that moment is so different, because then it was like, no, don't do it, don't do it. Now it's like, yes, do it. I'm like, oh man, that's super cool. Like, I like that. See, that right there, storytelling wise,
I loved it.
I love that.
Even the title
that
was on the floor, it was right between Kenny and Adam. I was like, oh
yeah,
bro.
oh man.
This, I was like looking at that image, just looking out, I was like, oh fuck, this is awesome. And yeah, I can't wait to see that in Chicago, because that's I already know they're building that tour.
You think they're gonna hold off till then? Because there's Fight for the Fallen after Fyter Fest. They're doing Fyter Fest night 1 and 2. And then they're doing Fight for the Fallen, and then it's all
because we got about solid 2 months.
September. I hope so, because so All Out is like the show right now for AEW.
It's the show that kicked off AEW.
So you would think that they would say, "Hey, let's do that here." Yeah, and think about like when Hangman last fought for this title, it was at All Out, right?
Against Chris Jericho, when he was basically like almost a nobody.
Exactly. And really, everybody wanted Jericho to win that night. Now, see it come around full circle, and everybody wants him to be champion now. Like, super long-term booking for his character. The character, just seriously, they wanted to make him, I feel like they wanted to make him the face of the company then, and like the champion, the star of the show and all that, but they must have said, you know what, nah, we can't do this, man. We got to have Jericho, the established guy, be the champion. But it'll be a good, teasing of Adam at that time. And great. And now he's ready. Like, he is ready to be that guy for this company. The crowd loves him. He has that presence. He has the charisma. Just fucking do it. Lay off Cody and make it Hangman. You didn't make it Kenny, but get it right this time and make it Hangman.
Yes.
Like, he could be your guy. Just, I hope so. I hope they do the right thing and have it all out. Have Adam win. Done. Just great story told if they do it that way.
I think they can hold off until All Out. If they tell the story, like, you know, we have some segments, we have some promos, maybe a little scrap like we got, you know, last night. Just teases.
Yeah.
And then we get the payoff.
I'm curious about the Fyter Fest card. Now I'm curious because I think they have some of the matches.
Get some.
Because night one is next
Is that next
week. No? Let me see. I think Fyter Fest night one is next week.
AEW Fyter Fest.
Let's see. Little we're searching live here for y'all listening.
I'm probably hearing the
let's
keyboard
see what we got.
tapping and the mouse clicking
in the background. Yeah, night one, the 14th. July 14th.
Yeah.
That is next Wednesday.
The day before my son's birthday.
Yeah. And then day 2 is the 21st, the following week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you see matches?
I'm
pretty
here
sure.
we go.
I think Darby...
I got a match for night one. So night one, Brian Cage versus Ricky Starks for the for the Fairy Tale World Championship.
Cage, right?
Yeah. For the Fairy Tale
That's
World.
a cage match. Yeah, I remember that one.
Ethan Page for Darby Allin, coffin match. John Moxley versus Carl Anderson. Oh yeah, for the IWGP United States. Gonna beat up John Moxley.
Right.
From call back from beat up John Cena like that.
Yes.
The match that everybody's looking for: Kristen Cage versus Matt Hardy.
Oh jeez. Wow.
And then Penelope Ford versus Yuka Sasaki. I don't know if I said that correctly.
I
don't want to.
Sounds. I mean, don't butcher it.
Don't butcher it. I'll just say Yuka, because okay. Yuka, that's her first name. And then night 2, we just got the one match announced for Britt Baker versus Nyla Rose for the AEW Women's Championship. So first card is filled already for night 1. For night 2, I guess they're going to be. We'll probably by next week. We'll have.
Okay. Well, damn. All right. Well, we'll. I guess impromptu predictions. We'll have to just go ahead and jump on that because this is
it. Is this going to affect our record? Is this official?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's fine. Yeah. Why not?
It is decided. Here we go.
So
for the record,
this is what we'll
for the record, you're 28-4. All right, and I am 22-10. I'm in double digits in the loss column. I don't like that. I do not like that, sir.
It was a rough one. It was a rough one with Great American Bash a little bit.
It was a little bit.
Both of us on that. Well, here's what we'll do. We'll have a separate prediction. Beyond this. So here we'll just focus on Road Rager, and then we're gonna talk about NXT, do a little recap on Great American Bash. And then look out there'll be a separate recording for everybody for the Fyter Fest Night 1 predictions. We'll do that one separately. So impromptu. Give us a little time to kind of think about that while we're breaking down the rest of this card in NXT. Because I was like, oh, man, that's coming up. Well, all right. So, but as far as Road Rager goes, I mean, we talked about a lot of the major points. I mean, I guess the only other, big things – I mean, Andrade El Idolo, getting into that a little bit more. He had a great debut, was it Andrade or was it Black Mask?
Black Mask.
That we saw.
It was Black Mask. I like the gear. I like the tribute. It was cool. I didn't know he was a comic book nerd or comic book fan. That was cool.
Dude,
from
cool.
Andrade. I was like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. But yeah, man, good call out right there. Came out clean. So I guess that's going to be his gear. Like a tearaway suit? Was that?
Yeah.
I don't know if he was just doing that because it's just his debut.
Maybe for the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. We'll see. I mean, I'd be cool with whatever. He might have just done it for the first one, but
or maybe Angel
I feel
Garza
like I
told
saw
him,
the mask
like,
in his video too.
Maybe Angel Garza told him you should get like a Ripperway suit or something. Like I got my pants. And...
Yeah, that's true. Angel was doing it first. Oh man, that's funny. Oh, so yeah, we'll see, man. But definitely dig the tribute, Roman Sionis, aka Black Mask. But the match itself was strong. You know, it was a great matchup overall. Yeah, I love the fact that Vicky is with him and he did the little tribute to Eddie. Mm-hmm. I'm like, wow, this is cool, man. Like this could be a special, you know, team up here. You know, with because he loves Eddie Guerrero and he had been doing that even before, you know, when he was with Zelina Vega. So now to have Vicky be his new manager and him just doing those tributes, it's like, oh wow, there's something to this that I really, really love about that now she's a part of that with him. So that's super cool. So love that. Also on this card, the face-off, the standoff between Jericho and MJF kind of building to their eventual matchup. The Trials of Jericho, I think it's what it's going to be called.
5 Stages of Hell, if you want to. That's basically what it is. 5 Stages of Hell. I'm like, oh, that's what we're doing. Just renaming it, though. I get it.
Right. Putting them through the gauntlet a little bit. You know, he's going to have to go against 4 opponents of his choosing and beat. Well, MJF is going to choose 4 opponents for Jericho to face before he can face him. So if he can beat these guys, because MJF, or Jericho, I should say, did the same thing to Jon Moxley, where he told John he had to beat every member of the Inner Circle before he could face him. So MJF is saying, hey, anything you can do, I can do it better. So he's going to do the same thing to Jericho to force him to go through this before he can face him.
Back to back to back to back.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's cool, but I wasn't like excited about that when he made that announcement. You know, like it was just kind of like, all right, you know, this is his thing. I mean, he did a similar thing to Cody where he said there's some stipulations before he can face me, and now he's doing this to Jericho. I guess I'm cool with him like being that kind of a heel and doing that. But
are you still feeling the story?
I don't know. Just the idea that Jericho has to go against these 5 people and the way they set it up, like, I don't know. It didn't grab me as like, oh, he's going to go against, you know, all these people before he gets to him. Like, I don't know. I don't care about, I didn't care about it when he said it. You know, it just kind of felt empty when he said it. Like, all right, cool. He's going to beat him. And, you know, that's it. They're going to face each other. Like, might as well just get to it. Like, I have no question that Jericho's going to win these matches. Now, if there is a twist to it, you know, where it's like, hey, like he has to go against, you know, members of his own group, the Inner Circle, something like that, you know, okay, fine. Like I heard that put out there too, but I don't know. I feel like that too is kind of like, I don't want to see that. Like I don't want to see him go against Sammy Guevara, you know, or any of the other members of the Inner Circle if they decide to do that. Yeah. You know, like,
what if you get like,
I feel like there
some other guys, maybe Lance Archer, you know, I'm gonna get some big guys in there, Wardlow, or whatever.
But I don't want to see that either because I don't want to see Lance Archer take another loss and, you know, just get buried further and further down, you know, and pushed down the line. Like, I'll have to see who these people are going to be. Right. Like, I'm not there with the stipulation. I just feel like, hey, let's just have the stipulation, or let's just have the match and skip the stipulation because, again, Jericho is going to get there. So the only way this can work is if there's some kind of twist, but they're going to have to surprise me with something that I'm not seeing because I don't know. I'm not feeling it the way it is. And again, it was thrown out there like, hey, what if they face each other? But like, what if he has to face Inner Circle members? I'm like, I don't know if I care about
because we already saw them.
Either if I want to see that,
we already saw them face each other before.
The tag team one, right.
You know, so it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
If MJF want to go that route, man. So I don't know, man. Right. I don't know. Right. I don't know. Maybe to your point, like we don't really need this stipulation. Just get back to Imano.
Let's just get to it.
You know,
right?
Fuck the bullshit.
Right.
Let's forget all this other
Call
shit.
It the It's really like the final matchup. We'll never face each other again, no matter what. Like, we'll have to stay away from each other. You know that stipulation. But in AEW, they actually stick to it versus WWE. You know, when they say, hey, this is the last time, you can never do this. AEW is good about that they will stick to that stipulation. So I think that's all they needed to say. Like, hey, this is it. This is the last time. Win or lose, we are not going against each other again. Yeah. You know. So when you have a new show coming up, maybe, hey, like, you have to go to Rampage and you stay there, or you stay off Dynamite forever. You know, like that, I would have been like, okay, like, let's say which one of these two guys is gonna, like, loser goes to Rampage or something. I don't know. That I would have been more excited about. Yeah, man. And then the main event, the street fight, for the tag team championship.
Yeah. Holy shit.
This was a crazy matchup, man. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was good, man. This is where AEW excelled when it comes to, like the parking lot brawl they had, the first Stadium Stampede match they had, just brawls that they do. Usually tell a good story with that, or just the sheer violence of it is always they always do it in superior fashion. So they did it here. Mm-hmm. One scary spot is when what was it? Eddie Kingston took out the thumbtacks and he put him out, and he's getting ready to, I think, slam Nick to the ground. But then Matt Jackson picks up the thumbtacks, throws them, just chucks them. Eddie Kingston goes into the crowd too. I was more worried about the crowd. I was like, oh shit, bro! Like, they was like this. They was all jumping and shit. I'm like,
right.
Possible lawsuit coming? Did they sign a waiver in front? Like,
I doubt it. I doubt it.
I was like, ooh, that's might want to tone that down, sir.
Right.
Yeah, but
right.
The visual of it was like, oh shit, that was crazy. And then one OMG moment too is when Mac Jackson, or just the Young Bucks, they put the thumbtacks in Eddie Kingston's mouth and did the BTE trigger, or I think it was a super kick, but
it was just a super kick to his face.
Super kick. And I was like, holy shit. And then got him with the 1, 2, 3. That was a wild finish, man. But I enjoyed the match, though.
Yeah.
That was a crazy-ass match.
I did enjoy it. It was a fun matchup. Those spots, like you said, were definitely the holy shit OMG moments of the match. And, it was what, you said it perfectly. It's what they do best. These tag team matches, it's controlled chaos. They know what they're doing, but it's super fast paced. And then you throw in the trash cans and all the props, the chairs, the thumbtacks. Like, it's entertaining as shit, so kudos to them on that for sure.
Even their fashion choice, the Young Bucks.
Oh, man,
Don
with the
Callis,
jorts.
he was like, yeah, they come from the streets of Rancho Cucamonga. He was putting it over, man, how hard and tough the Young Bucks were, man. I loved it. I was getting pure entertainment from that, man. So, yeah, Don Callis is awesome, bro.
He's great. No, he's great. He's doing his promo work is amazing overall. Just great stuff. So yeah, just the only nitpick with this matchup, and we talked about it a little bit when talking about the rankings, for AEW, is that this championship match is happening and Penta and Eddie are not in the top 5, the tag team division. So yeah, it's just one of those weird things where you have this ranking system. Yeah, hey, I mean, I'm curious how this changes things.
Updated. Check it.
Because does it matter? It should have updated.
Should have updated today, at least today or yesterday.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, it did update as of yesterday.
Okay. So who's the number one? Is it still the Varsity Blondes?
Let's see. No, what? Bro, what the fuck? You know what? You gotta see it for yourself. I'm about to copy this link and put it in the chat, bro. Bro, I swear to God, just look at the fucking rankings. You're about to trip. You are about to trip.
Oh, man.
You're about to trip, man. I don't want to say anything until you look at it with me. Oh my God. Where the fuck?
Actually updated?
It did update. I was like, where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so for the listeners and the viewers, just everybody. So when we checked the rankings last week, one criticism that we had was that Kingston and Penta were not even ranked, and they're getting this title match. So now we look at these rankings, and yeah, they've got yesterday's date on it, so they are updated. Now, I mean, I guess this is prior to them taking this loss, but all of a sudden now they're ranked number 1. They went from not being ranked at all to ranked number 1.
5-0.
Like,
the same record as FTR, but FTR is ranked 4th.
And they were ranked, I believe they were ranked 4th. They were ranked last week. Like, FTR was there last week at 5-0, and Varsity Blondes were number 1. And so now we have Eddie Kingston and Penta leapfrogging FTR, who have the same exact record, and the Varsity Blondes. I don't get it. I don't get it. So this is what I'm gonna say. From what I'm seeing, it looks like they've updated it right before the match card happened, right before Dynamite. This got updated. Is the way this looks, and that, which sucks because for us, you know, as if we're trying to follow the rankings, you know, it doesn't make sense because we're going off of what was just out. Like, don't release the rankings the same day as you're about to do a show, and then you have Eddie Kingston and Penta as number 1, and they just lost, and they weren't even ranked last week. Like, it's just a mess. Like, it's a total mess. What they should do is, after Dynamite, then put out a ranking based off of what happened on Dynamite so that everything makes sense. But this is just, they need to revisit this. And how is FTR FTR being ranked 4th and Penta and Eddie Kingston ranked 1st with the same exact record?
That's the shit that stands out. They're oh my God, bro. This shit is laughable. It's laughable. Because this
How?
I want to understand the rankings. This is not power rankings. I know that for damn sure.
No. They said, oh shit, we made the Eddie and Penta the number 1 contenders, but they weren't ranked number 1. They weren't even ranked.
We gotta get them in there.
So when we put out those new rankings, let's make them number 1.
So we can show them they do deserve it.
See? The rankings work. No, they don't. And they just lost.
Yeah.
So this really looks stupid now.
Especially when you got FTR with the same goddamn record.
The same record. And they got leapfrogged. How? How did they get leapfrogged and they didn't lose? And not only did they get leapfrogged, but, oh my God, the Acclaim and Varsity Blondes got leapfrogged.
Bro, they wasn't even ranked last week.
They weren't ranked.
They wasn't. It would have been cool if, like, all right, they were ranked 5th. Okay, 5-0, right there with FTR, but nah.
It's crazy. Like, this 5-0, like, it doesn't even. Again, this whole thing with Dark, you know, and their other shows,
Elevation.
Like, they gotta wait these. Yes, they gotta wait these wins, man. You gotta wait. Like, it doesn't mean the same when we're not watching those shows. Like, it should be the Dynamite wins are the wins we're counting. Everything else is like exhibition. Like, you are just doing a friendly. Like, this is just like, hey, let's just have these exhibition matches. Cool.
Non-canon.
But no, they're not canon. They're not canon. They don't, like, in soccer, for instance, you have these friendlies, right? International friendlies. It's just, we go ahead and we're going to have this matchup, and that's cool, and we're just kind of having a good, fun matchup, whatever. But this isn't a qualifier for the World Cup, you know, or the Olympics. Like, no, we have specific matches for that.
Oh my God,
yeah, man. So yeah, it's just, yeah. All right, let's move on from that. As far as AEW goes, like I said, we'll do our predictions on Fyter Fest here in a little bit. It'll be on a separate recording. As far as Road Rager goes, pretty much those are the main things. I mean, Inner Circle versus Pinnacle, this 6-man tag. You had the Pinnacle go over in that one. Cool. And then there was one other match. I feel like we were skipping.
The mixed tag team match.
The mixed tag. The mixed tag, yeah. So I had mixed feelings about the mixed tag, really because there were no women's matches on the show. There was not an actual women's matchup. It was the mixed tag that they did. It was cool seeing Chris Statlander. She's one of the best in the company.
Yeah, clearly.
And, the Bunny, she does her thing too, man. She's really good. But it's still like, wow, the first show on the road, and you couldn't have one just straight up women's matchup. You couldn't put Britt Baker out there as champion in front of the crowd, and have her have a matchup against somebody. She had the promo in the back.
Oh yeah, or do the promo in front of the in front of the crowd. Yeah.
But even that though, I still would have said what I'm saying here though. Like it would have been cool. That would have been a better thing to at least have her be in front of the people. Yes, just like Kenny Omega was, same thing. But it still bothers me that women's wrestling in AEW is just. It's like it's not held on that same pedestal as tag team wrestling and just general, the men's side of things when it comes to showcasing them, and this was another example. Like you have to make it a mixed tag for it to work. You have enough talent, and they're good enough. Thunder Rosa should have been here, in a matchup, with anybody. Like, just
honestly,
do it.
I thought when Britt Baker
Tay-Conti Thunder Rosa match go,
I thought
just have them.
When I thought Britt Baker got the championship, okay, I thought things were going to change for the women's division, and so all right, we're back on the Road Rager first match, and I noticed that too. We got a mixed tag team match. Like, all right, we're going to include women, but we want to do it within a mixed tag team. I'm like, how about you just showcase the women? Let them,
right.
You got talented women on your roster. I'm going through the rankings for the women. You got Nyla Rose, Tay-Conti, Thunder Rosa. Like, you could have had a match between Chris Statlander and Thunder Rosa, bro. I would have loved to see that. You know what I'm saying? Talk about their record. 17-2 for Thunder Rosa, 10-0 for Chris Statlander. You could say, she's undefeated, so you could set that up. Or just any match within the top 5 women, I would have been cool with. I would have been cool with.
Yep. Yeah, man. I hear you. So that it still bothers me. It still bothers me, but I keep wanting to just be optimistic about it, but these things do take time, and it just. Again, the revolution, right? This is supposed to be the revolution. So why does it feel like the revolution needs a revolution? It feels like they need another revolution now for whatever this is.
Need a revolution.
It really does.
For the revolution.
Needs a revolution, right? Oh man. So you know what? I'm looking at these matches for Fyter Fest. I feel like we could just knock this out right now. I'm looking at it and. I don't think
you don't want to give them a whole episode. Just be real. Just be real, bro. You don't want to give them a whole episode.
No, and not for that. Like I'm looking at these matches and I'm saying, a whole episode just for this. We can just knock these out real quick. We can just knock this out. All right, man. Unless you want to still, because it was an idea just on the fly. Like I even forgot Fyter Fest was happening. Yeah. I'm like, but hey. I'm looking at it. I can make a pick. I won't be mad about taking an L on some of these. So
yeah,
I have the matches here. The IWGP Championship.
I'm not going to take my time breaking down the Fairy Tale World Championship, or even the Coffin match, or even Christian Cage and Matt Hardy.
Right. Just no breakdown needed. Just make the pick, move on.
Done.
I mean, Penelope Ford and Yuka Sakazaki. I think that's how you say her name. Is Yuka Sakazaki. So they're having a match. I'm going to pick Yuka. Sight unseen. I'm just gonna go ahead and pick Yuka Sakazaki. No, Penelope Ford. I'm sure she's probably been wrestling on Dark, but I haven't been following what she's been doing at all. But I'm gonna go with Yuka on that one.
Yuka as well for me.
Matt Hardy versus Christian Cage. A match, 23 years in the making? That's what they were saying. So, yeah.
Christian for you?
Who you got?
I just said Christian. I'm like, Christian. Like,
Christian? I'm going to go Matt.
All right.
I'm going to go Matt. I'm gonna go Matt. I'm gonna do a differentiator. Why
go
not?
ahead, man.
You
Maybe
know,
I can.
I'll go with the
maybe I
heel.
can catch up. Yeah. I need to catch up.
Yeah, hey, you can catch up. You catch up. You know, that'll be one. Out of it, if I take the L on that, it's fine. But I'm gonna go with money, man.
You know what? I was more upset about the predictions for NXT because I was like, damn it, I could have catched up if I chose the other way.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about that. That's up next. So Brian Cage versus Ricky Starks for the Fairy Tale World Championship. We want the smoke. Gotta get that smoke.
Oh shit. Oh man, I got Ricky Stark.
Same. I got Ricky
Stark
Starks
too. Yeah,
like new champion. New champion.
Maybe he'll.
I'm not buying this whole.
Maybe he'll be the one.
It seems like
they get the title to be relevant.
Nah, I don't think
Not even Starks.
But Ricky Starks is good. I like Ricky Starks, but I don't think it was Brian Cage's fault. I just think that they're not defending. He's not defending the championship. You know? Okay, so if Ricky Starks starts defending it, and if Cody needs to make it official.
Cody needs to.
Yes. He
I
needs
never
to be able to come out.
No, I never forget that promo with him and Taz, and he dismissed. He dismissed Taz claim about the FTW championship, bro. Oh my God, that was like total disrespect.
I've heard what you have to say. Let's move on. Go to the back, just like not trying
to tell you what I do. I'll run it up the chain. I was like, oh no!
That's what
he gave him the EVP answer.
That's the Cody we need.
Yes.
That's the Cody we deserve. Yes. Oh man, more of that, Cody, please. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep moving on this. Coffin match: Darby Allin versus Ethan Page.
Yeah, Darby out.
Yeah, Darby.
You got Darby.
I say Darby on that one too. Yeah, I don't see Ethan Page winning this matchup. No way. No way.
Still sad about.
Last but not least, John Moxley versus new father John Moxley versus Carl Anderson. Machine gun. Carl Anderson.
Yep, John Moxley though.
He wants that title back. You got John Moxley? Yeah, I got John Moxley. I got John Moxley on that one. Yeah. I feel like all these, they're pretty straightforward. But the Matt one, I feel like that's a 50-50 fight.
Maybe.
I feel like that could go either way.
He got a whole family now. He got the Hardy family now.
He's got a whole stable.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I think
just to make it a little different, because Christian Cage is the logical pick.
It is.
That's the logical pick. But I'm going to go the other way just because I feel like it's 50-50. Why not?
Okay. That's fair enough, man. I think this is like record time for predictions we ever predict. We within 10 minutes we were done. Wrap that shit up, B.
It's all it needs.
Right.
That's all it needs.
Our regular listeners probably preparing for like another hour, maybe another hour and a half. Like, nah.
Right. No. That was like 10 minutes.
Yep, 10 minutes. I didn't edit nothing. I didn't use
on.
no editing powers. Nope. None required.
Done.
Yes.
Done and done. All right, let us move on to the Great American Bash, NXT's Great American Bash. This show here, we saw 4 matches. Not a typical thing for even the special episodes. Usually we get like 5 matches. Mm-hmm. That's the takeover format that usually translates to a lot of these special shows, Halloween Havoc, Great American Bash, but it was a strong 4 matches, and we did get a special performance from Hit Row. Dude, man. So I'm going to start with that because that deserves some shine. The performances there were awesome. From Breezy to Top Dollar, Oh my God! Like the whole crew, and then Swerve. That was the first time I had seen Swerve perform and rap and all that, and he was really good. Yeah. He was really good on both of his. The one at the stage,
like he went fast on the stage, and then he slowed it down, but still hitting them. I was like, oh, he hitting bars. I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah. Oh man, just I loved it. I loved it. You know, the only annoying thing about it was I feel like the crowd wasn't like energized. I think this was taped before they started the card. Because the crowd was hot for the show. Yeah. Like when the show, all the matches were like, the crowd was there. I was like, oh my God, this feels like an NXT crowd again.
I'm going to have to see that they did. Because they did. Triple H gave Hit Row a lot of time. Like they did a whole concert basically, bro.
Yes. Yep. Because they all had their moments in the beginning on the stage, which was cool. The beat switched up a couple times. And I was like, yeah, this is awesome. And then they went to the walk to the ring was the song, and then they all did their parts for that. And I was like, shit, like these dudes are talented. Like all four of them. I mean, specifically the three, you know, because what's his name? He was the DJ in the back. Thank you. You know, he was the DJ. You know, he did his thing back there. He didn't have a verse on the main song, so you know. They'll either that's not really his forte. I don't know. Maybe he's more just like
from the backstory from Top Dollar when he was giving how they got put together. It was actually B-Fab, him, and Ashanti the Adonis, who was the original three. And then when Triple H was like, "Hey, you mind if I want to add somebody to the group?" It's like, "Who you got?" And that's when he interject Isaiah Swerve Scott.
Okay. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. So I hope to see, I guess, more than from Ashanti as well. But his personality is great, and just like his character is awesome already. Like I'm there with his character, you know. But like as far as the performances were, I just got a kick of seeing all of them. Just like you said, with B-Fab in the beginning and going, I was like, damn, she is like dropping bars and just going in and. Had just a good long segment. I was like, good for her. Like, this is awesome. I want to see her in the ring and see like how she is too, just as a wrestler, as a performer.
She get down. Only Top Dollar, and you know how Ashanti the Adonis get down, and Isaiah Swerve Scott. Yeah, but good. Yeah. I am curious how she gets down in the ring. Is she green or can she get down?
Right. So that was awesome. That was kind of in the middle of the show there. But definitely just wanted to highlight that a little bit because I was loving it. I loved that whole segment. I was into it. I was bouncing. I was like, oh, man. Oh,
hell yeah. I was like, I turned up my TV a bit. I was like, hit, bro. I was like, oh, shit. Yeah. Shout out to Isaiah Swerve Scott, man. He keeps on retweeting our tweets, bro, because I'm getting him a lot of praise, and he likes it. He retweets it. So if he's a listener to this show, man, if you listening right now, bro, we appreciate it, man. So big shout out to you and your squad, Hit Row, bro. Y'all on to something, man. Y'all definitely the future. 100%. Y'all definitely the future, bro.
Definitely. You guys are killing it. Keep doing your thing. Keep representing, man. It's just great seeing, and just long overdue for Swerve, and just I love it for the entire crew. Yes. So shout out to all y'all. Is you doing great work. All right. So now with the matches. We had to kick things off to mess up the predictions right off the bat,
bro.
Oh, my God. The NXT Tag Team Championship match between Tommaso Ciampa, Timothy Thatcher versus MSK. I mean, look. MSK, they are talented. For the listeners. Devin is all in the camera doing the MSK hand. He's still
that's what they do.
Oh man, they are talented.
Oh,
they are talented.
Hell yeah!
Nash Carter, Wesley,
they got down in this match.
They're awesome.
I was mighty impressed.
They did. Yep. So love their talent. It's just. Tommaso, even just Tommaso, like his presence alone, it just felt like, okay, it's time, and this way we can maybe start to work on the characters of Nash, Carter, and Wesley. Give them some adversity. Give them something to build back up from. You know, knock them down to build them back up. You know, get some scars, get some you know, just character building moments for these two. And winning again, granted, the match was tough, and there were a lot of times where it seemed like the match was going to go the way of Ciampa and Thatcher, but just another win, it feels like, okay, it's just more of the same, you know, at the end of the day. So, I don't know. I enjoyed the matchup. It was a great matchup. It's just, when you think about big picture, you know, where do we go from here with MSK as far as making them more interesting? Because the crowd is not feeling this team.
No, and it was crazy is
they are not.
Twitter couldn't understand, like, what, man, MSK is cool. Why, I don't understand why MSK is getting booed. I'm like, really? Y'all don't remember how they came into the tag team tournament? Like a fresh new group, and they went over the young grizzled veterans.
Yeah.
Case closed.
It's hard to ignore that, you know? Like, I was enjoying them in that tournament. But knowing that the Grizzled Young Vets were here in that same spot last time, and lost the tournament, the Dusty Classic, and then they're there again, and they lose to this team that's just debuting for the first time ever in WWE at all. You know, like, they've never been in the company. You know, they've been on the indie scene, cool, you know, and on Impact, but, I mean, NXT fans, we were like, okay, this is a new team, this is fun, this is great, but they're not going to win it all, you know, and they're going to slowly get built up to be, you know, future champions. Nah, we're giving it to them now. And it's like, wait, what? Already? Really? I mean, you have Grizzly Young Vets who've been waiting
since last year.
These dudes got it immediately. And then it keeps happening. They keep winning and winning and winning.
God. I don't.
It's like
that's
what is
confusing.
happening?
And this is on Triple H show, so I'm like, what do you see, Triple H, that we're not seeing? Like, what's the end game for them? Because the crowd is not feeling. They was straight up booing. I heard the boos.
Right.
They were booing MSK, and I already understood. I'm like, it's too soon for them. It's just too soon.
It's too soon. Yeah. Yes, it's very much like, you know, who was it? Trying to remember his name now. Damian Priest. Damian Priest, for me, was a similar thing. When he beat Keith Lee, I was like, what the fuck? How? You know what I'm saying? And yes, he's using heel tactics. I get it, but it's just so frustrating because... Yeah, you did. You did. But I get it. Like, you know, I know people who like MSK, and you know, it's not about MSK being bad. There's nothing wrong with MSK.
It's not.
It's not that. It's all about how soon they're getting the success over other teams that have been there forever that have not tasted that yet. It seems like there should be a pecking order. There should be like okay, you know, you put in a little bit more work, a little bit more time, and you lose. It's like with Zoey Stark. You know, like, we'll talk about her in a little bit, but Zoey Stark took a lot of L's on her way to where she's at now, even having an opportunity to be a champion. You know, it wasn't like her first day and she beats Io Shirai for the women's championship. You know, like, that would have been nuts. People would be like, oh, hell no, not accepting this. Right. You know, you got like Toni Storm there, who still hasn't been NXT Women's Champion, and you're going to give it to Zoey Stark immediately? No way. Like, we would all be going nuts. That's what this is, though. That's literally what's happening with MSK. So, yeah, man. So that's where we're at with this. So, great matchup in a vacuum. Both of these teams did great. Nothing wrong with the match on its own.
It was hard hitting. It
was
stiff at times. Like, they was going really stiff. It was this match actually reminded me, like, because you got a bunch of grown ass men that just lost to some kids, but that actually remind me of that movie Baby Boy. You ever seen that movie Baby Boy? Tyrese.
Yeah, with Tyrese. And Taraji.
Yeah, he's at the convenience store. He comes out.
Hey, don't know where I saw my motherfucking black nigga. Oh, fuckers. Yeah, what up?
Oh, cuz, it's Alizé you got, cuz? What up, cuz? It's that Alizé, cuz.
Man, you little niggas don't want to see me, homie. What the fuck? I'm Looney Tunes. You don't know you fucking with what? So, do something.
It's a bunch of little kids riding his bike, and he get his ass whipped by some little kids. That's all I can think about. I'm like, how y'all lose to some little kids, man? Some little ass kids like that, bro. Tommaso and Timothy Thatcher, man. You bring your pride, and you bring them belts.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what's okay? So in your eyes, does this kind of hurt or diminish the mystique of Thatcher and Ciampa? Like, do you look at them any?
No,
less
because Thatcher
as,
he took the pin.
like-
He took the pin. Because
Okay,
it was
okay.
Tommaso.
It's acceptable
right,
in that
right.
way.
If Tommaso would have took the pin, then I probably answered that a little bit differently. But since Thatcher took the pin, it lessens the sting a little bit.
Yeah.
It still sucks, but it
Okay.
lessens the sting.
Yeah. I agree with that, because when I was watching it, I didn't agree with the booking. I didn't feel like, oh fuck, like this is ruining, Thatcher and Ciampa. Like I didn't feel that way. I still felt like, okay, it's acceptable. Yep. And Tommaso, yeah, that's a great point. Like he didn't take the pin, so he still has that, like, I'm still the big dude on the block. Like, he still has that respect because he didn't lose. So yeah, I like that. And they're also, I felt like the writing was a little bit on the wall when there was a little bit of a miscommunication between Ciampa and Thatcher. There was a European uppercut that Thatcher did, but he hit Ciampa, and I'm like, oh shit.
He got him a couple times.
Yeah,
it happened more than once. I was like, oh damn, Thatcher.
Yeah, I was like, damn, stop! Like, stop
Right, you
doing
fucking
this
up,
to each other.
Thatcher. You fucking up, man.
Get your shit together.
Remember the last time
man.
Tommaso was in the tag team? Shit didn't end well.
No.
My man was.
Which, hey, you know what? You just said this, so I'm going to say it too now. What if this does lead to Tommaso saying, all right, he turns heel and we get heel
I'm
Tommaso
down,
out
bro.
of this?
I need my Vegeta back. I need him. I need him back because I missed him, man. Enough of this humble shit.
Yes.
All right, bro? Break
Yes.
free. If you got to break free
yes.
and whoop Timothy Thatcher ass, so be it.
So be it. Thank you. Yes. When you said that, like the last time he was a tag team, I was like, oh shit. It's a perfect opportunity. Turn Tommaso now. Have him just whoop Thatcher.
Because he has his edge back, man. Like ever since
you can feel it.
Ever since he had that match with Walter, I felt like he got that edge that he lost. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember he just coming in with he was having he didn't barely shaving head.
He wasn't shaved, wasn't taking care of himself no more.
What the fuck is going on, bro? Like, what is this? But now, I feel like he's back to where he's supposed to be. And now, the missing piece, like, hey, it's Timothy Thatcher, you fucking up. Maybe he'll give him a warning. And after that, hey, man, I'm giving you the one-time warning. One-time warning, my guy.
You get one time. I like that. Oh, man. Let's see, man. We'll see if we get our old Tommaso back from this, man. That is making me feel real excited about this whole thing now. All right, so during this show, before we get to the next matchup here, we had an announcement made. I made it official for next week. It is going to be Johnny Gargano versus Karrion Kross for the NXT Championship. In a segment, they had Samoa Joe, they had William Regal out there. William Regal's like, this cannot go on any longer. Better make it official next week. The two of you are going to settle this. And Joe is going to be the special guest referee for the matchup. This was great. So my guy Johnny, he does this thing, and the crowd. What's getting me right now is that the crowd is with Johnny Gargano.
They are.
Even
Johnny was rocking. He was like, yeah, y'all with me, yeah.
They're finally seeing what I've been preaching. Yes. So, the crowd's with them, and he's saying, letting Karrion know, you're afraid to get in this ring with me. That's why you tried to kill me with the car last week. And, Karrion then, now this kind of turned me on Karrion a little bit. He went out there and said, "There's three things that I wake up every day caring about." And I'm saying, okay, okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it. I was like, all right, he's going to say some badass shit right now. Yeah. He said, 1, being NXT champion forever. I said, okay, all right. 2, main event in WrestleMania. I said, why are you bringing up WrestleMania? And 3, one day becoming WWE champion.
All that just kind of contradicts with the first part that you said.
You can't be NXT champion forever if you're going to be WWE champion, dude.
I'm like, he just contradicted himself. I'm like, what the fuck is, I'm like, what? That don't make no goddamn sense.
You just said you're leaving. You say you want to get the hell out of here. Is what you just
that's
said.
all it was. As I read between it, I'm like, well, that's into his title run. Good job, Johnny. You about to be the man in charge, bro.
I said, wow. Really? It just turned me on him, man. I said, no, I'm not with this at all.
He laid it on super thick right there.
My goal is to get the fuck out of NXT. Main event Mania. I become champion. WWE champion. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, right. I was like, why say be NXT champion forever?
Those two don't. No, you know how this works. When you get drafted, that's it. Nothing you did in NXT, they're not going to count that shit. It's over with. Unless you're Charlotte Flair. That's the only person that it matters for. But other than that, just what are you doing? Oh, my God. Yeah, when he said that, I was like, that's some dumb shit to say, man. Why did you say that? So
bring Scarlett, because
writing's on the wall.
Bro. Just let Scarlett do your talking for you.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Dude, we miss Scarlett here. Scarlett just be like, shut the fuck up. Let me talk.
Like, hey, I got this. This is why I'm here. This is where I'm needed.
This is why. I hope Vince saw this. Be like, okay, yeah, I can't split them up.
Hell no.
I can't. That shit.
Maybe Triple H wanted to prove a point. Man. He was like, all right, Dad, you want to do this? I'm going to show you something.
You want to see what this looks like? All right, get out there by yourself. You want to see? Okay.
And that's what Triple H did. He wanted to prove a fucking point. And goddamn, he did. I was like, oh, shit. Oh,
that's what it's gonna look like.
Oh, we got a problem. No.
We got a big problem.
You shouldn't talk. He shouldn't talk. He shouldn't open his fucking mouth.
Don't do it.
You should be the silent warrior. That's it.
Yeah. You know, oh, gosh. It's funny because we talk about, sometimes how scripted versus unscripted. Should people just be going off the cuff? He might need a script. He might need a script going forward. If he's going to talk, man, don't just come up with stuff off the top. Because that right there felt like that's not something Triple H would have wrote for him or anybody
actually
in NXT
felt
would have
unscripted, but
he came up with that.
Yeah.
To me, it feels like they would never have an NXT star. Basically, he basically like trashed NXT right then and there, and he's the champion. Like, no one has ever done that. Everybody that's been NXT champion that's on their way out, they don't let us know they're on their way out. They just kind of like, they're champion and they lose, they drop the belt, and then they get drafted. Even Keith Lee, that dropped it to him. It was like, okay, Keith Lee's going to have this long title reign. Nope, he just lost to Karrion, and now he's on Raw. But he's basically just told us, like, yeah, when they do the draft, I'm getting called up, and I'm going to WrestleMania.
Even before the draft, I'm out. I'm bouncing, bro.
I'm already. I'm doing main event already.
Right.
I'm out of here,
Raw,
guys.
next week.
Catch me on Mondays. Right. What the fuck? What did you just do? So yeah, man. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that. But hey, if this means Johnny Gargano is gonna be champion again, two-time NXT champion,
I'm with it. Yep.
Let's do it. Well deserved. Hell yeah. So that happened. Then another one. We got this one. We both had the same prediction here for the $1 million championship matchup. L.A. Knight versus Cameron Grimes. So this was a great match too, man. Fast paced. I love the spot at the end. So L.A. Knight, he, I guess, just was like fed up. I can't just beat this dude. Whatever. I'm done. Grab my belt. I'm going to lay this dude out. He tried to tell the referee. He's like, oh, yeah, there's some over there. The referee sees the belt. He's like, the fuck? I I see the belt in your hands.
You can't win it like this.
He's like, no, you can't win it like this. You can't win it like this. He's like, no. Then him and Cameron Grimes, they get to fighting again. They end up on the outside. Cameron Grimes is up on the apron. L.A. Knight trips him. He falls down. The belt is on the ground because the ref, when he threw the belt out, it landed on the ground. And L.A. Knight's over at the announce table. He sees it. He grabs Cameron Grimes, DDTs him on the belt on the outside, pushes the belt underneath the ring, gets back in the ring with Cameron Grimes. He doesn't get back in the ring. There was a count out. The referee was counting. Cameron Grimes makes it at the count of 9. L.A. Knight, what just happened? So Cameron Grimes, he's like stumbling around, trying to find his footing, whatever. And L.A. Knight just hits that fucking crazy stone cold stunner inverted thing, whatever. I don't even know what he calls it right now. But it's an awesome looking move to me. I love the move. Drops Cameron Grimes on his head and pins him 1, 2, 3. Done. Now, he's up on the apron. He's like, remember, I own you now. You better get your plumber. You better get all your tools because I got some shit for you to do.
I'm like, you better get your list ready. Get your notebook.
Yeah.
I got a long-ass chore list for you, buddy.
Because at first, it's like he didn't say anything about it. He was just celebrating. Then he went up the ramp. Then it's like something clicked. He's like, oh, and don't forget, I own you now. I said, oh, shit. I'm like, I own this belt, and now I own you. Get your tools ready. I said, wow. Yeah, man. It's going to be, we both picked this one in our predictions, and big reason why is because when you put that kind of stipulation, hey, look, if Cameron loses, he's the one that's got to be the butler. We got to see it now. We got to see it. So what you think of this whole thing?
Oh, I loved it, man. It was smartly done for the finish. Like, I love how L.A. Knight did that real slick, had the belt outside of the ring, gave him a DDT. Cameron Grimes gave Cameron Grimes a DDT, then rolled him back in. No, he didn't roll him back in the ring. He was knocked out. Well, it was cool.
It was the count.
Yeah, he's doing the count. It was cool. L.A. Knight was already celebrating. He's in the corner. He's like, yeah. By the time he rolls back, he was like, shit. But he gave me his finisher. I was like, yeah, right there. Bell in the coffin, 1, 2, 3. I'm like, that's what I wanted to see.
Damn right.
Yup. The continue,
right.
And the story continues. And I'm enjoying the story. This is the reason why I had picked
it's a great story.
L.A. Knight. Yes, it's probably one of the best stories going on NXT, man. That doesn't include the championship, just even though it closed $1 million championship belt, but not like the NXT title, nothing like that.
NXT championship.
Yeah. So
agreed. Yeah,
definitely enjoying it. I'm just curious how Cameron Grimes is going to play this out, or how he's going to get out of it. Will he get it out? Will Ted DiBiase help him? A lot of factors that you can play with him.
Yeah. And that's what makes it a great story, because now we're here. It's like, again, watching Loki, and being like, what does this mean? What's going to happen next? Like, that's the mark of a great story is when you get people intrigued and trying to figure out, like, what's next. I mean, naturally, we're all kind of just excited about it. So, yeah, I am. Like, I want to see Cameron Grimes and, like, what is L.A. Knight going to make him do? And then, how is Cameron Grimes
going to make him wear?
Get out of this
going to wear
mess?
the servant outfit?
Well, yeah, exactly. Dude, man, like the suit and tie. But he said, like, bring your plumber. So is he gonna make him like a janitor? Like,
no,
just like, hey, man, you gonna be cleaning up shit all day, literally, like,
Good.
Just man, dude. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. They're telling a great story right now. Back to the women's side over here, we've got the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. The Way versus Io Shirai and Zoe Stark. So this one here, we both picked The Way, Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae to retain, but it was not to be. We have new tag team champions. And it was helped by a return. So for the past couple weeks, we've had a battery charging and showing like it was slowly building up and recharging. And then the lights went out in the middle of this matchup, towards the end of this matchup, I should say. Candice LeRae had the upper hand, and the lights went out. And then we see the charging went to 100%. I was like, oh, shit. So it's going to be on the female
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, oh.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, like, all right. And then, the lights, it was green because to show, like, the battery, and it all led up to the ramp, and there was a person on the ramp, and it was Tegan Knox. And I was like, I was not thinking about her at all. I was like, oh, man. But immediately when I saw her, I was like, hell yeah, this is awesome, man. So Tegan Knox is back. Candice LeRae looked like she saw a ghost. Oh, my God, what the hell? And then you had, Zoe Stark ended up, taking advantage of the whole situation. Yep. Both of them did, but Zoe Stark ended up being the one to get the victory. She got the pinfall to make them tag team champs. So they won. Tegan comes down. Candice LeRae's on the outside. Like, oh, yeah, feel so bad for you. No, I don't. Starts whooping Candice's ass, like chasing her all around the ring and outside. And then as that commotion ended, a couple things happened. One, it was weird. One thing that was weird is there was a couple things, but awkward thing, Io and Zoe were in the corner kind of trying to stay out of the way, and they were ducked down, and I'm like, are they afraid of what's happening? It was just weird. Like, Io was like cowering in the corner. Like, are you afraid of Tegan? Like, what? This doesn't make any sense. You're Io Shirai. Get up. Like, what's happening? Get on your feet. I just don't think... I think they were just trying to duck out of the camera shot or whatever. Like
the camera was clearly on them. Like, it was in a wide shot.
Clearly.
It was like...
You can see them.
Right. You can clearly see them in the corner, bro. I'm like, somebody in the back needs to zoom back. Right. Zoom
away. Right. Cut to another
Pan
camera.
Away. Hey, go to camera 2.
It was so awkward. I was like, what are they doing? Stop. So that happened, and then when they left, then they got up, they got their belts, and they got to pose with their belts. That's cool. Then during the commercial break, they would show this later on that actually Dexter Lumis came out and picked up Indy Hartwell's lifeless body, picked her up, took her to the back. Indy was like kind of groggy, but she opened her eyes and she saw him, and she just, I couldn't tell if she was excited to see him or if she was just kind of processing the whole thing. But, Beth Phoenix was ecstatic. She's like, oh, Index is back. Index is back. So we'll see. That's another storyline, continued storyline that's going on right now. Where, we'll see where that's going.
When you got wrestling, love stories, when it's done properly, hey, I'm a sucker for it too.
This one is done very, very properly to their characters. And, I mean, the real star of it to me is Indy. Just like her antics through this whole, love story with the two of them. How she was enamored with him in the beginning and just would do anything, fake get knocked out so she could get picked up by him that one time. Then did the thumbs up as they were going up the ramp. Dude, she's been amazing. Like, indie wrestling is just been awesome.
Even Beth Phoenix, man, she's putting it over as well, man. How she gets it over with the people at home. Like, oh, Index, how she get... I feel that she's legitimately excited about Index, and I feel that. And it gets me excited, too. So it resonates, man. So I like that.
100%. Yeah, man, definitely. So, yeah, it was great. It was great just, seeing that moment, and just continuing the story. Like, I'm all for it. So... shout out to them. We are at the main event. I'm just trying to go back, make sure, like, I didn't miss one. We went through the three. The tag teams, both of them, the $1 Million Championship. So now we're at the main event. No championship on the line, just pride. We had Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole, baby.
When he came out to that, I'm like, yeah, Huffy's right. I can't pick nobody with music like that, bro.
No. You got that music? No, I can't do it. I can't. Especially with the situation. Like, he's already beaten him once. He's not beating him twice in a row. That is not happening. So, the thing with me in this matchup is Kyle O'Reilly, the wrestling, amazing. As always. He's always amazing with his wrestling. The crowd was pro Adam Cole. 100%. It was like, there were a couple people that tried to get the let's go Kyle, but it was like Adam Cole drowned them out. The Adam Cole fans drowned them out. And there was another part where when Kyle would do something like get the upper hand on Adam Cole, I started to hear people chanting, "You still suck! You still suck!" And I was like, "Oh shit, this is getting
that was towards Kyle, right?" I just want to be clear, because I'm like, I'm trying to make sure. I'm like, they're not talking about Adam. I'm like, I think they're talking
Kyle
about
had the upper hand when he did that.
Ooh.
Yes, it's like Kyle had dropped a knee on Adam, and he was standing over Adam, and they were saying, "You still suck." I was like, "This is Kyle."
Yeah,
they are going in on Kyle right now.
That crowd was hot.
So I think this is to our point about Kyle's character. It's not working.
It confirms.
You know, this whole cool Kyle persona that he has. It's confirmed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get rid of that fucking music. Get rid of that cool Kyle persona.
Oh man,
he needs to beg on his
please.
knees. He needs to be on his hands and knees. Sir,
apologize,
Adam Cole. I beg you, bring back Undisputed. I need this. I need this.
I need you.
I need this. You complete.
Yes, make it happen. Make it happen. What'd you think about this matchup, though?
Overall, like you said it well, man. Like, you know, the wrestling was on point. I enjoyed the finish. When he did his last shot the first time without doing the Panama Sunrise, I thought that was a great kick out because it looked like he was legit knocked out, and I bought into it, so that was a great false finish. And then when he came back again, went back in the corner, went for the Panama Sunrise, then tied it up with the last shot, 1, 2, 3, beautiful. That's how I like to see a finish like that. None of this, you know, tombstone on the second top rope. That bothers the shit out of me, man. It really.
He won't let it go.
I can't. It's so asinine, man. And then people accepted that.
For context, we're talking about MJF hitting the tombstone to Sammy Guevara, but not just any tombstone. It'd be bad enough if it was just a regular tombstone, but we're talking about a top rope tombstone pile driver, and Sammy Guevara kicked out.
It was bad enough. Like, shout out to Dom on Top Rock Wrestling Talk. He said, you know, unfortunately, this is where wrestling is headed. And I didn't respond to that. But I just think, no, that's how wrestling is headed for AEW. That's how they do their shit.
Yeah.
WWE or particularly NXT, they don't.
Feel like
you wouldn't see no asinine shit like that.
Or on NXT.
Yeah. Because, you know, I could talk about Braun, how he did a top rope frog splash. So yeah, that's asinine too. But like, just on NXT, how they properly book their finishers and, you know, make it make sense how people's adding up damage. Then yeah, you know, except for that one time, you know, Johnny Gargano was kicking out, getting all those finishers. And
it made perfect sense for him. But, you know,
was he hulking up? Was he hulking up? Was he hulking up?
No, he wasn't hulking up. He wasn't hulking up. That was all of the years of being screwed over, and he said, "No more, no more."
We need to do a special.
Hey, there was
we
no
need to do a special. We need to watch a lot.
We need to watch along.
Recap. Go back to that match.
But to your point though, there was no like top rope tombstone pile driver, something ridiculous like that, where it looks like his neck is broken, and it's like, oh yeah, I kicked out. What? Like, even me, I'd be like, okay, hold on. I don't care who it is. It could be Johnny Gargano under there. If you hit a tombstone pile driver from the top rope, and we've never seen you do this move before, and you hit it that devastating, nah, match is over. Match, that is a finisher. Stop it. So, yeah, but, yeah, this matchup here, Cole and O'Reilly, you know, at the end of it, Adam Cole with the victory. Was so happy to see that happen. You know, it was a little bit like, man, would they let Kyle O'Reilly get this win? Because it was going back and forth. I mean, Adam Cole was the one that came in with the leg injury, but then Adam Cole got real technical and started breaking down Kyle's leg. And by the end of it, Kyle actually had a bigger leg injury than Adam Cole did. So that led into the finish where, you know, even though Kyle had reversed the Panama Sunrise towards the end of the match, he couldn't take advantage. He couldn't do anything with it. And so Adam Cole, does the Panama Sunrise. He got up, he saw Kyle was kind of like in pain. He said, fuck it, yeah, I'm doing it again. So he went, hit the Panama Sunrise, hit the last shot. I was like, oh man, this is over with.
Yep.
Over with. He got the pin. It was awesome. Great way to end the show. So now I feel like we are on the road to a trilogy matchup between these two. I don't know which way they're going to go right now with it, but I kind of feel like they are going to try to do that, where you get a third matchup between these two guys. It would be cool if we could skip that, because I feel like they would give Kyle the win in the third one. I don't need it either.
But didn't they do that with?
I feel like they
did that with Adam and Johnny. Like the first match, Gargano went over, but the last two, actually, Adam Cole went over. I think the last one was like a heel win too.
See, the only thing with it now is that Kyle is clearly, he's like the new guy they're trying to build. Yeah. With Johnny and with Adam, I feel like they were kind of on the same level where both of them were kind of, it was their first time being champions, both of them really. And, with Kyle, like he's going against a guy who's been a champion, who's gone through that whole journey. So he's the one that needs the help being put over. So if they do it again, the win would mean more for Kyle than it would mean for Adam. Like, I don't think Adam gains anything from beating Kyle versus the other way around. So I think if they did the trilogy, I think Kyle would end up winning. But I to your point, I don't need that match. Like, I feel like you could leave it at this and have them go their separate ways and just have Adam Cole start focusing on being NXT champion again. And that's it. Maybe we revisit him and Johnny Gargano, for the title after Johnny Gargano beats Karrion Kross. I would be down with that. Versus Kyle O'Reilly, going against them again. But we'll see, because who knows? Maybe, I was just thinking while just going over that, if they do that match and Kyle wins, that's another spot where I think maybe they move Adam Cole to the main roster. If Adam Cole were to lose that match, you know what I'm saying? But it feels like there's a logical transition there. If he loses to Kyle in this trilogy matchup, then what? I feel like the next logical step for Adam would be to be like, all right, you take it from here.
I just don't believe in Vince that he would take care of Adam Cole. Like, Adam Cole is a phenomenal wrestler. Great on the mic.
Amazing.
But when you look at him, he doesn't fit that prototypical Vince McMahon, believable, the look of a champion. Like, you can say, what about the smaller guys like AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan? Okay, I give you that, but look at them, man. Look how built they look. Even AJ Styles is still muscular for him. Even, even Daniel Bryan, he still looks like he's muscular. You look at Adam, he just has a regular sized body, and I can't, it pains me to say this, but I just can't, I can't buy Vince that he'll believe him that this is a champion, and he will book him as such.
The example that I use more so is a guy like Shawn Michaels, really, when I think of Adam Cole, was that I would have to believe that Vince sees in Adam what he saw in Shawn to make him a star. Because Shawn, too, like, he kind of was one of the main ones, the first ones that, Vince really took and said, even as a smaller guy, like, I'm going to make you a star. Like, it was him and Brett at that time. And if he sees that in Adam, a little bit of Shawn, maybe even a little bit of Brett, more so on the Shawn side, though, I think, I could see him maybe giving it a shot and trying,
And then my pushback on that
to a point
for
too.
Shawn Michaels, he was still smaller in stature, but look at him though. He still looked like he worked out, like he had, like this dude was still built, man.
Yeah, but I don't know. The physique part of it, I do think that Vince, and traditionally,
Yeah.
yes, those like really muscular guys for sure, but he has a presence about him, and like I say, the mic work and just in the look, I would say it's closest to a Shawn. Like he feels like he just could fit that mold. Like that would have to be, and again, being partnered with or being championed by Triple H. Like I feel like that would be the sell for Hunter to say, hey, this is the next HBK, or even HBK saying, yo, this dude, I'm giving him my stamp of approval. I just feel like that would have to be the belief for me to believe that, hey, he has a chance on the main roster. And I think Adam's sheer will, honestly, like his just, he's different. Adam is different. Adam, I think, just seeing him in the ring, seeing the mic work, seeing his presence and how he just kind of captivates and owns the room when he's there. Like, I feel like if I was to believe in somebody to, against all odds, find a way to push through that glass ceiling and make it, it would be Adam. It would be him. Like, even more so than an Alistair. Like, Alistair didn't have some of that it factor that he has in terms of that, I don't know, he just has that edge to him. Like, I could see him, like, voicing his opinion and saying, no, not this. I'm not doing this. Maybe even like a CM Punk, honestly.
Like champion of the people,
because
something
Punk
like
was
that,
not.
Yeah.
Right. Because, and to your point about the physique, like CM Punk was not, a built guy. And he was not pushed to the moon either, but he had that edge to him, that same it, like, oh no, fuck this. Like, I'm not doing this. I'm not saying
that's
that.
a good point.
I'm not dealing with this bullshit.
Now that's who has a similar physique would be CM Punk and Adam Cole. So now you're making a point that hit home with me. So that's a good point, bringing up CM Punk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Adam Cole's it factor, for me, I think that's a guy that, it would break me as a wrestling fan to see Adam Cole go to the main roster and not make it. That would break me. Like, it really would. Like, I would just be like, you know what, I give up. Like, honestly, like, I am no longer
I am
thinking there's any chance. I am done. Alistair was close. Alistair almost broke.
Keith Lee.
Him not making it was like, Keith Lee too. I mean, jury's still out on that too, because he's just, he's still at my age, so. But yeah, man, that too. So there's all sorts of rumors out there about what's going on. His name, I think, is the issue right now. Like the ownership of the name Keith Lee, between him and WWE. So, trying to figure that out, and I guess it's still not figured out. So he's still not on television. I think that's part of what's going on, because you got guys like AJ Styles who made his name. AJ Styles, he's been using it forever, and on Impact and New Japan, and came to WWE, still AJ Styles, right? So Keith Lee, I guess he wants the same thing, but they're trying to dip their hands in the cookie jar a little bit and get more of that money than Keith Lee's is wanting to give up. I'm always going to side with the wrestler.
Yeah, me too.
I'm always going to side.
Yeah,
with
when
the
it comes to
like
their financial gain, then right. You got a billionaire company, like $1 billion company, like
what you doing? Yeah,
come on, stop being greedy.
Just leave it alone. Right. So, exactly. Cool. So, but as far as Great American Bash goes, we've come to the end of that recap. So let's give it a letter grade. What you think? What you think on Great American Bash?
Man, I guess I gotta take my feelings out of it. Especially how MSK and went over the veterans. But it was a good match. L.A. Knight, Cameron Grimes, damn good story told, damn good match. Tag team between the women. Very good match. Love the debut or re-debut of Tegan Knox. That was good. Caught me off guard. Adam Cole, Colorado still good. So, you know what? I'll give it a solid A. Solid A. No A minus, no A plus, just a solid A. They hit all the factors that they needed to. The crowd was hot too. We had a damn good intermission show by Hit Row. So yeah, man, I enjoyed myself. Mm-hmm. I just wish it was like on the networks without the. So you know what? Let me reassess that then. So I give it a B plus then.
Yeah. So as you were talking, I mean, I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the hell out of the show, but I did have some general problems with the show. One is, I mean, the NXT Championship wasn't defended on the show. Like, I feel like anytime you have a special episode or Great American Bash, Halloween Havoc, I'm expecting both the men's and the women's NXT Championships to be defended. So neither one of them was defended. So that's kind of an issue for me. I mean, the main event is awesome, like Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly being in the main event. That's awesome. No belt on the line in the main event. But not having those two championships there, that's a little bit of an issue for me. The matches though, like MSK going over, I story wise, I feel like I would have rathered a different finish, but it was a great match. All of them were solid. Not being on the network, only being 4 matches, having the commercials and all that, I'm somewhere between a B minus and a C plus, honestly, for NXT standards. To be honest with you, just be honest and be real. Like, I love NXT and I enjoyed the show, but just being real, like, I feel like they've done better. Like this I wanted more. Add one other match and make that match one of those 2 championship matches, and you do a little bit better, and then put it on the network. But we had the commercials, so yeah, I guess I'll go C plus just because it's for me. I've seen a lot better overall, and I feel like this is ultimately kind of a forgettable show. But I did enjoy it, like for what it was as I was watching it. It was fine.
B minus then.
But
B minus.
I don't know that
because I'll easily forget about this. I'll be like, you don't remember? I'm like, I gotta get back to that. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
because I do remember last year's, Great American Bash when Keith Lee was double champion. That stands out. That was a statement right there.
See, that's huge, man.
Yeah, B minus. This is decided for me. B minus.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, C plus. I got the C plus on there. But and you'll hear those grades and you'll think, man, did they really enjoy? But no,
real.
It was an enjoyable show.
Real.
It's just
we're smart
real
marks.
about it.
We're smart
and
marks.
NXT sets a high standard. Like, just their shows are usually just amazing. Like, takeover events, amazing. And so it's like, hey, this was a very good card. It wasn't a great card, and with the commercials too, like, it's just I want more of that. I don't want those breaks. But yeah, shout out to Hit Row for an awesome performance because that was amazing. Yeah, man, I listen to their theme song, all the time, and it gets me hyped.
They dropped the album.
Yeah,
that definitely streaming on Spotify.
Oh yeah, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
This was a great way to sell that too, by the way.
They got the album cover every time they pose.
Like,
you see the album cover right there, the Hit Row. Yeah, they smart.
Oh man,
they smart, man.
They are loving it. So awesome. So we got through. I guess going back to AEW Road Rager, what grade would you give that?
Let me look at this
special episode, but it's still a special episode, so.
I give it a B minus, same as next B. Yeah, I give it a B minus, man. Because what didn't work was Cody Rhodes and QT. I don't care about strap matches anymore. Strap matches are so fucking boring. Yeah. And then we had a strap match on Raw between Riker and I skipped through that shit. And then and then like the following week we get another strap match on AEW. Yeah. I don't care about strap matches, man. Any promotion, strap matches are just boring. They're just blah to me. You got to touch each 4 of the corners. It's not that exciting to me, man. And then Cody Rhodes, surprise, surprise, went over QT Marshall. QT Marshall.
That's true. You bring up some great points. Trying to think of how I feel about this. It's hard to score this one because there were some moments that were like, holy shit. I mean, Black, we'll just call him, I don't even know what to call him yet. You know, Tommy
you can't say Malachi? You're not down with the Malachi name?
Malachi. I guess it's Malachi. That was cool. That was a cool moment. You know, that moment was an A for sure. Andrade's debut, that was an A for me. The tag team matchup, that main event was an A. Like, that was great. But then, Cody in the beginning, I didn't like that. And then Cody being the guy to show up with Malachi, like, really? Like, that just took the air out of it for me, honestly. No women's matchup. Just, that pissed me off. No Miro also, too.
Yeah,
I was upset
you
that
right.
there was no Miro.
You know what? Fuck that B- C+ then, man. You just reminded me of that shit. Your TNT.
Britt Baker not being in the ring.
Your TNT champion. First back on the road.
Yeah.
On TNT.
And
your TNT champion's not there, not even for a promo.
Didn't show up.
Didn't even show up. Yeah, C+.
Yeah.
I might say C-.
Yeah.
Man.
They get a C from me. I'll give it a C. I was actually thinking about giving them a B because I felt like it was a good show. But when I think about what's missing from the show, and it's a consistent thing, it's just for whatever reason, the women, they still just don't. They don't represent the women the way I feel like they should.
On AEW Dark,
they
do.
It's annoying.
On AEW Elevation, they do.
But
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but on your flagship show, that says a lot. You're gonna put them on Dark, on Elevation, but the flagship show, they can't get one match. Not
I
one.
Treat Dark and,
don't give me the.
I treat Dark and Elevation as like WWE main event. That's what it is. That's
100%.
what it is. It doesn't mean
Yes.
anything to me. If you want to showcase Jade Cargill, great, but do it on your main show because she is money, and that sucks that she has to be on Dark. It's not too many eyes looking, just the hardcore fans who love wrestling. You got to watch it on YouTube,
Right.
If you're trying to attract new people, if you're trying to attract, the have more of a female presence, females that can relate to Jade Cargill, put on your flagship show, bro.
Yeah.
You know what? C-, man. That just pissed me off. C-.
It just dropped.
Yeah, man. We keep on talking about it. We need to stop talking about it. I'm gonna drop it to a goddamn D.
Yeah, like I said, it was a C for me. It was a C. There was some A matches for sure, but there's still a lot that AEW needs to work on overall. So it is what it is. But all right, cool. So C for me, C- from you for Road Rager, C+ for me for Great American Bash, and you gave it a B-, right?
For NXT.
B-. All right, cool. So we got our grades out there. So that is it as far as the recaps. And pretty much everything I wanted to talk about I hit. So was there anything else you wanted to hit before we call it an episode?
Real quick, when do NXT TakeOver go back on the road? I haven't heard anything, man. Have you?
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, like for WWE for their main shows, like we're going back 25 city tour. But what about NXT? What about the takeovers, man? When do they come back to the live crowd?
Yeah, I need TakeOver to go to a live crowd. I guess they have a live crowd now, and that crowd was great. Shout out to them during the matches. But to go on the road again, to be in the stadium, to be in an arena, to be out of the CWC, like I need that. I need to see that so that people can see, like, hey, like these dudes, they're out here. They can be just as exciting in front of that big crowd as an AEW event or as a WWE pay-per-view, and sometimes better, with just how strong they are with their booking and storytelling most times. Yeah, man, I need that. I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
Same
but
here.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah, same here, man.
Hopefully soon. Hopefully, like maybe SummerSlam. With SummerSlam weekend, maybe they do something there where they have TakeOver. That same week. That'd be pretty cool.
Las Vegas,
just
TakeOver.
one of the big four.
Yeah,
Dude,
I'm with
that'd
it.
be great.
I'm with
Yeah.
it, man. Hell
Thank you,
yeah.
shit.
It gotta be, man. It gotta be. But I haven't heard anything, but hopefully, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
Catch me
Hopefully
on
soon. Yeah, good point on
AEW
that.
All Out, man. Hard camera side is going down.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh man, dude, yes, represent. That's gonna be awesome. It's September. It's exciting. You know, like that coming up. We got AEW. There's, I believe they said Fight for the Fallen was coming before All Out. So
yeah.
we
got a lot
have
of specials.
Fyter Fest, then Fight for the Fallen, and I think then it's gonna be All Out. So they got a lot going on. You know, a lot of time to course correct on certain things involving young Cody in the women's division. So got a little work to do, but hopefully they get there by All Out. All right. So that is going to do it for this week's episode where we recapped Road Rager, Great American Bash, and a little bit of WWE Raw. A little bit about that. But before we sliver, you get a sliver. But before we call it an episode, as always, Devin, tell the people where they can catch us.
All the time. You can catch us on a lot of platforms. I'm going to go down the list. You can catch us on Twitter, on the Bluebird, where we have over 800 followers. Going for that 1,000. Yes. That is the ultimate goal. So follow us on Twitter. All right. And I can't forget about Instagram as well. Blowing up on the Instagram. People reaching out, following us on the Instagram. Appreciate that as well. And I can't forget about the Facebook group. You know, Clark Street Wrestling Community, awesome Facebook group, and the Facebook page as well, Clark Street Wrestling Facebook page. So just search for us on Facebook. Hit that follow, hit that like. Don't forget to like us as well. And can't forget about the TikTok, a.k.a. TikTok. Yes, where we over 2,700 followers. We eclipsed the goal of 2,500. Now we on that goal for 3,000 followers on the TikTok.
3,000.
Yes, over 3,000.
Over 3,000.
Yes. And you can follow all those social platforms on a one-stop shop website, ClarkStreetWrestling.com, ST for the abbreviation, where we have all of our episodes linked to YouTube, where we have 158 subs to keep on growing. Every week I say a new number for our subs. This is great. So thank you for people following us on the YouTube platform who wants to see our faces now, who wants to, instead of just hearing, they want to see now what's going on, who want to see our antics, how amped we are, how positive we bring that energy.
Want to see Devin do the MSK?
Yes. MSK.
Get it on YouTube.
Watch it on the YouTube. Yes. And I can't forget about our merch. It's summertime.
Get
we got
your
the
merch.
tanks right here, Clark Street Wrestling
Get your merch.
tanks. We got some other tanks coming, like the Clark Street Wrestling on the ClarkStreetWrestling.com/store. We got the Tribal Chief of Podcasting and the Messiah. So by the time this comes out, it will be up there. You'll see a picture of the Messiah podcasting. It's a tribute to my co-host, my brother from another mother, Hafiz, the Nigerian Nightmare.
Yes, sir.
And big announcement coming next week. We will be in full debate mode against Circle of Debate. They called us out. They answered the call. And we will have our debate. We will come prepared. We come ready for battle. And I hope they are ready for this awesome debate. It will be respectful, but we will mince no words. We will take no prisoners. About to go.
We ready?
Oh, yeah.
Bronson Reed
Yes.
song.
So we're going to bring it. They want the smoke. We're going to give them the smoke. So catch us next week. Circle of Debate. I think we're going to split it up after talking with Ivan. It's going to be an episode. We're going to do a 2-part episode, one for the Clark Street platform and one for the Circle of Debate. It's going to split it up so everybody can get their piece of the pie. So we that cool. We got to share the wealth. So that's what it's all about, this community of great podcasters. So, by the way, check them out too, Circle of Debate, all across platforms, YouTube, Spotify, all that good stuff.
Check
Yes,
them out,
they
definitely.
break down a lot of great topics. So they do a lot of like top 5. They just had the most recent episode, top 5 TNA champions. Very good list. Shout out to Ivan, the Devious One, who was hosting that one, so great job. So check him out, Circle of Debate. Oh, yeah. And don't forget about our merch for your pleasure.
Yes. That is going to do it for this week's episode. Again, the recap of Road Rager, Great American Bash, and that's Sliver of Raw. Sliver.
No, that's too much, dude. That's too much. Just give me a sliver.
That's going to do it. I'm a feast for Devin. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
All right, guys, thanks for coming to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast.
Sliver.